shortcut with this, but just make Live.
Wow.
Good evening, and welcome once again to Rolling Thunder D&D. I am your host and dungeon master, Dan, and we are once again
Daniel!
taking an adventure into the world of Liodos. It is episode 9, I believe, and the party has finally entered the Witherbark Woods, where they started their adventure last time. It's a stark change to the arid climate outside. There's lots of shade from trees, and there's life and plants and woodland animals all around. And the group quickly started to adapt to their new surroundings, with Truffle excitedly pointing out all the new things that he was finding, plants and birds, and Durandar was keeping a watchful eye for the corruption that he's heard about in this place. Along the way, they stopped at a stream for a break, and they encountered a bold squirrel who looked at them inquisitively, and Lysander was surprised to find success when he tried to speak directly to the squirrel's mind. And after the party did a sort of questioning thing where they were doing like a yes-no, because he couldn't speak back because it's a squirrel, obviously. And they were asking various questions, and in the end, it decided to come along with them because they found out that it was, in fact, not a squirrel. But Akani was very suspicious about what it could be turned into a squirrel, not just something innocent. Who knows? On the third day of their travel, the woods grew thicker and more dense, and the pathway became narrower, more difficult to navigate, and not to mention finding themselves out in a rainstorm. And they had little choice but to press on, really, stuck in the middle of the woods. But later in the day, they encountered a worn, paved path leading off the main route, and it led them to the ruins of this small stone chapel. And they encountered a cleric named Halfar. He offered them knowledge and aid in exchange for their help to clear this place of some evil spirits, and the party agreed to do so. But once they succeeded, Lysander chose a reward to, instead of anything that he offered, to try and gain access to the altar, which was in the back of this place. It was all chained up. And Halfar warns them away, but he can't deny them, so he hands over the key. And at the end of the episode, I believe, Lysander was approaching the altar and going to open said lock chains.
Yeah.
Lysander's gonna die.
Yay.
Be fine.
So I guess the situation is you're all kind of like approaching behind him, or you're doing. What's everyone else doing at this point?
I think I was following Lysander to the altar at the time, at the end of our last session.
Yeah,
I think I turned around and said, "No, go on. I want to go on my own," and I put my mask on.
Yeah, I think we all
that's
took a
right.
step back anyway, didn't we? A big kind of like, because I think we've seen this before. We've seen elements of this whatever this is. It's this life force energy draining device or power, and we're recognizing it from how far the kind of Halfa, the kind of the priest of Ursin. He's warning us of it. I can't say super suspicious. Like, she's back. She knows this stuff is bad news.
And he did. He had his hand bandaged up, and he put it off, and he showed you his like withered hand.
Yeah.
His like Dumbledore hand. He was like, "Look, I'm warning you." So yeah, Halfar is definitely. He's like right at the back, like ready to run. Garland's just wherever Truffle is, just hanging out with it.
I think Truffle's probably as close as he can get. I mean, I think this is. I don't think he's as clued up into the world to know the dangers of what magic could really do. But genuinely, I think he's tentatively, but very much stepping forwards to get as close as possible to see what's going on, trying not to miss a thing. So he may be in harm's way, who knows? But Truffle's probably quite far up there as well, I think.
Cool. So the scene is you got Lysander approaching this altar with his friends all like behind him a few feet, like watching on. And he approaches and he pulls out this key, and there's these sort of like Ardernum thick chains wrapped around this thing, like hammered into the ground. And he puts the key into this big chunky padlock. The big clunk. The padlock falls open and the chains clatter to the ground. The lid doesn't open on its own, so Lysander.
Is it heavy? Is it a stone lid or?
Yeah, it's not like a big sarcophagus. You could lift it by yourself, but it's reasonably heavy. Yeah.
I will use all of my 6 strength to lift it.
Oh, it's 6 strength. Okay. I think even with that much, you could probably just sort of slide it.
Yeah.
So push it a little bit, push it, and then you sort of get it, and then the lid sort of falls off the back, and there is a sudden, Lysander, you feel a sudden rush, a feeling of exhilaration, this like sudden wave of energy and this promise, and then all around you, the air just becomes still. You look around your surroundings, brains for everything. Your heartbeat in your chest seems to slow, and you feel very strange. And you turn to look back over your shoulder at your friends, and they're all frozen in place, in motion. None of you can act, except for Lysander.
Bernard's watch.
The sun, you look up in the sky, and the sun is gone, and the sky is just pale, greyish white. And for a moment, it's just like this pause, as though the world seems to have taken a sudden breath. And then you hear like a faint metallic sound, like the sound of chains rustling, but distant. And then a voice follows, equally distant, small and echoing. You can't quite make out what it's saying, but then suddenly, with a rush, this voice crashes into your mind and says, "Free me!"
Who are you? What's happening?
How bittersweet a revelation that Liodos lives on. Who are you?
I asked you first.
You come to this place of worship and question who you might find.
Yes.
The hour grows late. It is time that I should act. You, mortal, let me see that thing, your soul. And you feel this feeling of disgust as something crashes through your mental barrier and just reaches into your mind and your soul and is like rustling around, looking around, seeing what you're like on the inside. And what do you think it would see, Lysander? Adam? Something was peering into the soul of Lysander.
I think he sees a little boy cowering in the corner, an ugly little boy cowering in the corner crying, when you boil it down.
And you're just frozen in place as this, it makes you want to retch. And you feel like so violated. And then, and then it's gone. And you can barely breathe. You can hardly summon the will to talk. And then the voice comes again. This is all the world has to offer now. Very well. My time grows short. Take this boon, and with it, free me. Fail, and you shall die. You are mine now. And then the air starts to blow. The sun is back in the sky again. For everyone else, nothing has happened. For Lysander, I'm going to give you a handout.
Okay. Oh.
I'm done. I'm done with this game. I'm going.
I think immediately I would drop to my knees and just pull off my mask and just be sick on the floor.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the box?
Yeah.
I turn back to Akane and just look a little panicked and
I'm like, stay back. Stay away from him. Truffle, get back here.
I'd scurry back.
Oh, there we go. Oh God, that's okay. I might need a hot minute to read this.
Yeah, feel free.
So I think I'm feeling quite. I think kind of. So he literally kind of pushed the lid off, looked in, fell back, ripped his mask off, and vomited all over the floor.
That is what you guys would have seen.
Yeah.
I know. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and so I'm staying back. Kind of, I'm not messing. Something's happened, and I think
I look to Druinda then. Okay, what's Druinda like?
I'm just watching with a little bit of shock, but not particularly concerned about it. To be honest,
what's his face?
I mean, Lysander's pretty amazing. So
Yeah, for some reason, Durandar just loves Lysander now.
I don't love Lysander.
So love Lysander. What's his name? Halfor.
Halfor,
Yeah.
just at the back, like it's like he's got like a look of like maybe horror, come desperation in his face.
Yeah.
He's not leaving because he knows, that you guys will probably have questions and want to talk to him. But he's kind of just standing in the back.
Do you know what's in the box? What's in the box? Do you know?
I know what's in the box. I put it there. I carried it for years.
Oh, so
did you ever react like that? Did you ever lose your lunch over this?
Certainly nothing like this. I mean, I showed you my wound, but that was a slow decay. There was nothing like this. Nothing at all.
I think we turn back to Lysander. Lysander.
I think he's just on the. He's just kind of quivering. He's got his face down. He's got his hand off to the side, holding his mask, and he's just like retching still. Like,
do you need help? Do I have to do my magic?
I put my hand up, saying, don't stay, don't come any.
Stay, go.
Don't come any closer, kind of thing.
Okay, I stop back. I was gonna watch.
Just watching him
I'm just stepping back, when you see someone who has say for example, someone has a heart attack and you're not trained and you haven't done your first aid course. You want to help, but you don't know how to help, and you're in that kind of, I don't know what to do, but I should do something, and that's kind of where I am.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep probing Halfor on this. So Halfor, tell us about Ursin. Is he a bad god? Is he a good god? Is he an ancient god? Why was that? This evil in a house of Ursin.
It is a question we are yet unable to answer. Of the other clerics of Ursin, followers that I have met in my life, of which there are few, I should note, there has been reports of similar cases of the decay that I have experienced, and we sense that we don't know if it is Ursin himself or perhaps Ursin is cursed or ill or something, but he is no longer the god that he once was, to be causing such things. He was never an evil god. He was always he taught his followers to elevate themselves, to reach for godhood themselves.
And how, when did this change happen? And how did you notice? How did the clergy of Urson notice this change, this decay or evil or whatever?
Let me be clear, there is no clergy of Urson. We are the remnants of, much like the Leor, who are few and far between. Excuse me, my friend, saying to Garland. We are a dying breed. But the problem I experienced only occurred in the last few months. I have been carrying that book, the book that is in that altar, for years.
Why?
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 It is the holy book of I'm sure I told you this guys last time, but
Yeah.
it is the Narana Lume. It is the holy book of the Lume Tela Ul, I believe is what I called it.
Yeah, the book of guidance.
Yeah, but I get that. Yeah, I was listening. But my point is, why would you want to... See, this is why I've never understood religion, really. Like, look at your hand. Was it worth it?
As I said, this is only recent. And we do not know in what way it is connected. All we know is that it needs to be contained.
Yeah. Well, it's not contained now, so the lid's
That
off.
is true, but that was your friend's desire.
Yeah. What might happen to him? Do you know?
Look at his hand, Truffle. This is bad.
If he takes the book, this could happen to him, or...
Well, he hasn't taken anything. He's just looked at it. Oh my god! Lysander, your eyes? Do you have... What's wrong with it? His eyes? Is his face? His face! His beautiful face!
And I think I think I look over at Lysander. Can I see his true form at the moment? I'm not approaching.
I don't know what he's telling
Only I know his true form, right?
I don't think it would have. I think that's why he's worried that he may have dropped it. So he's on the floor. He's telling everyone to stay back, and he kind of gets a hold of himself and just makes sure that everything's okay. Unless there's something. I mean, there's nothing there that prohibits me from doing that. So I'll just and I'll stand up and I'm okay. I'm fine.
Oh, he's fine! Why were you
just,
throwing up then?
The food, maybe the food.
Not my food. My food's amazing.
I don't
Did
know.
Arcane cook?
No, I'm pretty sure that was a fantastic fish. Lysander,
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Lysander, what's going on? Why are you looking for this artifact? It's obviously evil or cursed in some nature.
I owe someone a debt. That's all, and they're looking for a book. Excuse me. How dreadful! Oh, what a mess!
This
Is the book in front of me in the altar?
What's in front of you is it's like, so it's there's like a box within the altar, which is like a wooden box. It's fairly sort of plain looking, but on the inside of this box, it's like lined with this sort of like multifaceted, almost like it's bits of some kind of gemstone or crystal that's just sort of lined on the inside of this box.
Right.
And probably most of you know this thing as what's called a null box. And it stops magic from getting in and out of them, and people
Like lead lining for
people use them to do things like transport magical artifacts or stop things from being scryed upon, or larger null boxes are sometimes used to like imprison evil wizards and things like that.
But now that the lid's off,
And you see inside of this is it's like a large like Bible tome, basically. It's like this big leather-bound tome. It looks quite well worn, and these parchments are sort of fraying at the edges. But it's probably like a good hefty-looking tome. And it's on the front of it is glyphs that you cannot. Oh, you may or may not be able to read.
Can I read what's on the front if I can read it?
It says the Narana Lume, which is the book that I just mentioned, which is what did I call it, Joe?
The book of guidance.
Book of guidance, basically.
I'll can I pick it up, and I just want to kind of gently pick it up and just maybe open the first page and read.
Yeah,
so you reach
your hand into the null box, and as soon as you go into the null box, you feel the effects of the null, and your hand sort of like feels numb-ish, and you're like, oh, but you can still use it, and you sort of pick up the book.
Are you reading the back cover just to see if it's worth reading?
Yeah.
I mean, you pick it up and
just flick to like the first couple of pages and just see kind of the basic stuff that's in there.
Yeah, so you can see it's like these sort of Bible type prose and sort of small psalm type chapters, and it's describing the various like things that Ursin is doing, but they don't seem like godly things. It seems like he is a man doing various things, like some kind of journey, perhaps.
Okay.
If you want to know more specific or key points, you have to spend some time studying.
Yeah, I will close the book and put it inside one of the folds of my coat.
Lysander,
Does Halvor
no.
see this?
Halvor sees it, yeah.
I think
You're literally stealing from this acolyte.
I'll turn around and I'm just like, I'm taking this book.
Are you sure you wish to do that, Lysander? Halvor calls across from the other side.
I think you know I have to.
I know nothing, but if that is your wish, you have aided me, and I can't deny you this. But
I think you hear some.
Be careful.
I think you hear some clinking of an armor, and you just turn around. Like I think Akane, she's stood in front of you, puts her umbrella down, and her skin starts to kind of like glow a little bit, and her eyes go a bit white. And I think she just says, "Lysander, what are you doing? That book is evil. You can't be in a debt so bad that we can't help you get out of it. But if you take that, you're potentially bringing an unknown entity into the party."
It's fine. It's not evil.
I need to know what you know.
It's just misunderstood.
Yeah.
It could quite easily be misunderstood. You know very little about it.
I just need to understand it. This debt this isn't money. This isn't like the debt I helped you with. This is different.
A magician's debt.
Yes.
Tell me this is important, but I need to know that this is important for the right reasons, and that you're not bringing more risk on this already extremely dangerous journey.
If anything, this can help us on our journey.
I need you to tell me the truth, Lysander. And if that is the truth, then I believe you.
The truth is,
you don't think he's lying.
Okay. And then I think so all of a sudden, like I think there's a point at which the mist stops appearing on the skin, just evaporates into the air. My eyes calm down. I was never really aggressive, but it was almost like a challenging. It was a high challenge, as in a friend challenge. And I just I walk up to him. I think I put my hand on his shoulder. And I'm like, look, I'm sorry. I just needed to be sure. With everything we've encountered to date, that weird creature at the farm, Alpha's arm, these things are starting to seem connected, and I'm just worried.
You I think the kind of the grimace kind of drops a little bit, and he's like, you worry too much, Akane. Everything's fine. It was I said in my stomach, I believe. Rest is in order. Food.
So at this point, Drindar's kind of been looking around to see if the fact that this magical box that he's heard about, never seen one, since it's been opened, keeping an eye on just around, because it's rubble, isn't it? So you can kind of see out of this area, just to make sure that the plants are okay. Don't think I would have noticed anything different about them.
There's certainly no immediate change to your surroundings. It looks
Excellent.
as it did before. Yeah.
But I'm kind of listening, and I hear the conversation, and I just kind of turn around and say, "Akane, he's fine. Look, he's just said, let's go. Shall we press on?"
It's fine.
Just leave it, mate. Just leave it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Is
if we want to push back out into this rainstorm,
Only a book.
or we can shelter here for a couple of hours, rest for a short while, and then see if this rain clears up.
Okay, yes, I think a bit of food and water and a rest, and I'll be right as rain. Rain.
And I'm like, I just kind of, it's like when you felt something and you can't quite be back in that neutral mindset. I think I'm just kind of a bit worried and a bit suspicious, but I'm going to let it go. So I'm a bit like, I'm like fake smiling, and I'm going to try and start making fire.
Dan, did you get
Good luck. It's raining.
Yeah, I know.
Dan, did you get my whisper about the?
Yes. Sorry, yeah, you do that.
Right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody read into this. This is just fine.
Okay.
This is just fine. Everything's fine.
So-
Nothing is wrong. I'm not rolling a con save for any reason.
So I think I'd like to. I'll probably put my umbrella up. I'll just lean it against one of the walls, and I'm going to look for. This place is obviously burnt out and ruined, right? Does it feel like a place of like holy kind of sanctity, or does it just feel
It really, like, I'd say only maybe half the building is still standing. If that, it is a ruin. To be honest, it's not like a usable church. If you wanted to like use it as shelter,
yeah.
I mean, you could like go up against a wall and like sort of pitch a tent against it, maybe. But there's no like ceiling per se.
Okay. I think I'd like to rest my umbrella up against one of those kind of walls, move into a little bit.
Right, you got an umbrella.
A giant umbrella, dude, made of waterproof material. And I'd like to look around for just any wood that's still not completely sodden.
Why don't you roll me a nice survival check?
Ooh, second roll of the game.
You do not find any wood that is suitable, I'm afraid.
Okay.
So you spend a good half hour looking, but you can't find any.
Okay. Let's move us onto the roll page as well, so we can see those rolls.
Roll page.
I think I'll start ritual casting Unseen Servant and get him to put my tent up and all that carry on.
Yeah, cool.
While you're doing that, I go to investigate the chains that have come off the box.
Ooh, okay.
I understand that they look quite strong.
They are. Yeah, I mean they're like platinum coloured, but they've also got this kind of like almost like an oil slick sheen to them on the outside. And if you touch it, it feels very like glassy smooth.
How long are they? Is it one big chain, or is it lots of short chains?
I'd say there's probably like two like big long bits of chain, basically. Maybe. I mean, how long would it have to be to go over that thing? Maybe like 6 foot each, something like that.
Are they long? Yeah, just asked that question. Are they made of a material that I could break?
Well, you know it's Ardernum, right?
Yes, but I don't know what that means.
Roll an Arcana check.
An Arcana check.
Yes.
That is a first for me.
It's a first for Durindar in his life.
Oh, 5.
Quality 5.
I mean, you don't really know anything. You know there's something magical about it, but you have no idea.
Is it, I tried to pick one up.
You pick it up, it's like heavy, like an iron chain sort of thing, but it
Okay.
feels very like weird, like smooth and glassy.
I take one of them.
Okay. You can use the iron chain weight as a guideline. I don't know how much they weigh.
I don't really carry anything, so
You just like chuck it over. Like,
I just chuck it over my shoulder.
I'm gonna wear it like an accessory, like a sideways belt,
a chain harness. Like, we can get it around him.
Padlock. Take the padlock as well. Might be useful.
No, I leave the padlock.
Just the chain.
I just want the chain.
Okay.
How heavy is the null box itself?
You can't have the null box.
It's
I think it could be useful.
It's like a
Put Lysander
maybe sort of like that, 2.5 foot by maybe 1.5 foot, sort of heavy wood box. So I don't know, maybe 10 kilograms or something like that. 10 pounds or whatever the weight is in D&D. It's certainly not light, and it's cumbersome. But
okay.
I mean, you could probably take it if you wanted to.
No, I feeling the weight and the size. I mean, Truffle's fascinated by it. I think it's curious. It's an interesting thing. If internally, I think he's thinking if you can find other ways of doing that same null box technique, could be quite interesting. But he will leave the null box as it is, simply because he looks from a null box to Halfor's hand to back of a null box.
Truffle's not sure how all of this shit works, right?
Exactly.
Like, this is kind of
exactly. Something's gone into that box. It's basically like picking up your shopping during COVID-19. You know it's possibly okay, but you don't know what's gone on inside it, so you want to let it rest for a little bit.
So topical.
So I think I see Truffle investigating this. And I just go up to him like, "What are you checking, Truffle?"
So I've read about these books, like these boxes before. I've heard people talk about these boxes, and they're not cheap.
True.
And I was kind of curious as to whether it could be useful. Because we're going on these missions, and if we have to carry anything bad, if anything goes bad with the book, I'd prefer to carry something that we could put it back in the box. I don't know.
Great idea.
It's heavy, but it could be it's expensive, and if things get in trouble, I don't know where else we could put the book.
So why don't we check out? That's a really good idea. Why don't we check out how it's made? And I think I walked back to my basket that's resting under my umbrella. Obviously, the rain's kind of dripping off the end of the umbrella, and because when you go into a tent and it's kind of got the stream of water, I just duck around it. I get my tools out, and I think I go back and I join Truffle in inspecting how this box is made, and I'm using my craftsman's eye. My Castellan heritage to really just try and with Truffle inspect on how a null box actually works, and what it's constructed of, and whether I'm seeking to see whether or not we need to take it with us and put it on the cart, or whether we can make an element of it later on.
Okay, so I think even without a roll of any kind, with Akani's history as a craftsman, you can look at it and you see it's not a complicated device. It's a box, right? Just like a small coffer. But the only special thing about it is that it's got this like crystalline sort of lining. Sort of like slightly got a purplish sort of colour to it, this crystal. And it's just like a thin sheet of it on the inside that lines the box. Other than that, it just seems like a simple wooden box.
I think we should take it. If it's not too much of a burden.
Yeah, I imagine I'm kind of like I'm inspecting the seam, and I'm just like, yeah, I agree with you, Truffle.
Can someone else carry it? I don't know if I can't lift very much as it stands.
Sort of weaklings.
Yeah.
I'm so weak.
So why don't we leave it? Yeah, we'll leave it until we move out, and then we'll get it onto the cart. We can get Durindar to lift it.
I kind of turn around looking. What? Oh, never mind. Then I'll just put this chain over my shoulder.
Just come and looted this like ruin. Halfar's come, taken his book, wrapped it up, we've gone in there, unpacked it, like taken it all apart, taken the box.
He's like thankful to you, but he's also kind of like, oh god, what have I done? He's like at the rear end of the chapel, just kind of like.
Where is the squirrel during all of this?
Good question.
I don't know. He's just been hanging out on Goran's shoulder, we'll say.
Okay, not pivotal to the scene. Gotcha. Moving on.
Mr. Squirrel.
Why are you wanting to constantly think about all the squirrels?
Okay, so
he's evil.
I just want to get a gauge on how Lysander's looking. Like, does he look like he's recovered from throwing up? Does he look back to his normal sprightly self? How does Lysander look following a vivid moment of weakness to the rest of the party?
I think visually he looks the same, but you might see him occasionally he breaks his smile and he just looks off into the distance, like he's thinking about something. Okay. He's having his unseen servant doing, right, JD from Scrubs.
I note it. Truffle notes it in his mind. Doesn't let on that he's seen any of this.
Game.
Story right in the back.
When my unseen servant is done, I would like to talk to the squirrel.
Okay.
Just be like, Mr. Squirrel, come here.
Skitters around like Garland's head and then hops onto the floor over to Lysander.
I just look at him and I now hold still. I've not done this before. Reach your hand out and cast Dispel Magic on him.
Spell magic. Oh, you linked it for me.
Yeah, I've linked it for you. So basically, if there's any magic afoot, it's
well,
low.
Unless it's over a level 3,
then it has to roll.
It could be a level 5 squirrel magic.
I mean, I'm guessing it is. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Dan is frantically knowing. How robust a squirrel is.
I imagine it's quite when I'm sat, we're under some umbrella or whatever. I imagine it's quite morale's got to be quite low at the moment, right? I think it's absolutely chucking it down. We're sodden through. Can't find any wood to start a fire. Lysander's basically throwing his guts up, and the puke probably stinks a little bit by this null box. And he's staring off into the middle of he's staring off into the air, kind of talking to Mr. Squirrel. It feels like one of the dark.
And yet, at the same time, I think Garland and Truffle are very possibly enthralled by the fact that a fancy lad is having a full-blown conversation with a squirrel, has called it over, and is controlling Mother Nature's creatures, and is kind of. I think it's kind of equal parts exciting, interesting, not necessarily scary. I don't think. I mean, it's a squirrel, right? I think Akane, possibly Druindar, are one of the few people who are looking at the squirrel and thinking, what foul demon is this? Whereas I think the simpler folk like Garland and Truffle are just amused by this whimsical character who's joined us like a Disney princess into the...
when it skitters down after Garland jumps into the floor, it's like, Truffle, look, the squirrel is... Let's follow it.
This surely is magic. It's like getting a robin to come to your hand when you've got cheese to kind of like.
I think Arcana's just like warlock.
Demon.
It's definitely a warlock. It's gonna, return to its original form and it'll kill us all.
So what are we doing next?
Well, hang on.
Oh, sorry, you're talking to a squirrel. My bad. I've jumped a gun.
Yes. So you cast a spell magic on the squirrel, but
Yes.
nothing happens.
Okay.
The squirrel's like,
So whimsical.
I will. One more time. I'll try again.
slap your hand on the squirrel's face, like.
The power of Christ compels you.
I'll be like, I'm not doing it right. Okay, and I'm putting use both hands and just kind of focus on it. Cast the spell magic again.
Nothing happens.
I really hope it's just a squirrel.
Then after that, I just kind of stand up and just look at my tent and just kind of stagger into it and close it up.
How to fuck with your players 101. Take notes, everybody.
Oh, dispel magic.
So yeah, I'm having a rest, a short rest. Don't care if anyone wants one or not. I'm having a short rest.
I think I'm just I'm going to reach into my bag and have some wine. Maybe chew the fat with anyone else who wants to talk.
Yeah, I join Akane.
Under the umbrella, back to the wall. Just
under the umbrella,
looking out as
back
the
to
rain.
back, perhaps.
Yeah. Oh, nice, back to back. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit between Garland's legs as we sit on the floor, and his giant head and body acts as an umbrella.
So,
It's
are
very,
you guys
very
both-
Iron Giant.
like Forrest Gump,
It's like Iron Giant.
let's put our backs together so we don't get in.
Yeah.
We have just fought
Sure,
off a whole
salad.
bunch of banshees in a kind of ancient kind of site dedicated to Ursin, who we think is corrupted in some way. We're back to back, like.
Yeah.
Lysander sat about with a little torch, reading in the night. Like
Lysander, like, Ursin's
Ursin's
cool, guys. Ursin's cool. He's so cool.
Everything's totally fine.
Ursin's fine. Ursin is completely legitimately fine.
Cool.
I'm big old bleep.
I just say to Akane, I make sure no one else can hear me. I say it quite quietly under my breath. You've seen the things that I've seen, and what's happened, Akane. You know that we are in the presence of something special.
Oh god, they're gonna do it tonight, aren't they? Back to back, they're gonna rotate.
Yeah, I think
It's
I
not just me.
take a swig of wine, I pass it back, and I was like, by special you mean the book, right?
I mean, you.
No, I mean, you know. I mean, everybody knows that trees are benevolent, but Lysander has spoken to nature directly.
So what are you saying? I didn't think you could be attracted to anyone. You say you fancy Lysander?
And I don't fancy Lysander.
And I'm like, I'm just like,
don't
all my military training is out the window as I turn around. So what do you mean?
You need. Akane, one mind. I swear. No, the things he has done, he's godlike.
Durandar. He's
I thought you liked me, Druida.
no.
Jealous.
Durandar. It's basic magic. He's just talking to an animal.
He can't even carry a shield.
Druids can do that.
No, there's something about him. He is born on a higher plane. We should serve him.
What do you mean by serve?
I'm really starting to question my dedication to the woods.
I mean,
I've never seen anything like the things that Lysander can do.
I mean, he's a very talented bard, I'll give you that, but I don't think he's anything more than that.
You've seen this before?
Yeah, communicating with animals. I remember, back in the days just before the war, when they were training up a whole bunch of animals. They would use various kind of spells to communicate with the war horses to calm the animals down before battle. I don't think this is new magic.
It's magic like I've never seen.
It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist elsewhere. Lysander's a great guy, and I do worry about him too. I just don't think he's.
I'm not worried about him.
What? Why not? Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I saw what happened, but he said he was all right. Look, he opened a box of magic, survived to tell the tale, got his tent, and went to bed like nothing. Yeah, he threw up a little bit, but he said it was the food. So, and gods don't lie.
Whoa! You can't just throw around the G word like that, Durandar. This is okay. I suggest a friendly wager. I will prove within the next 7 days.
But I can make him. Let never be good.
This is such a rom-com. I can prove in the next 7 days that Lysander is not a god.
You're on.
Battle of the Bands.
I don't see what we need to make a wager. I don't see how you can win. But
when I do win, I don't want to upset you anyway. And I think but you've got to be realistic here. I need your head in the game. Like, there are tough times coming ahead.
No problem.
I can't.
We have Lysander.
I can't have you protecting Lysander all the time. We need you up front.
I'm not sure. That was a mistake, and I'm not sure I need to protect Lysander.
7 days, Durandar. 7 days.
You're on. You are on.
Hey, David, what's the cost of this wager?
We haven't made it. I don't think we made a cost because actually, I don't really want to hurt him anyway. He's just
money doesn't mean anything to me. I wouldn't be interested in having a wager on it.
What are you betting?
I'll tell you what, Durandar.
I don't need to.
I'll bet you for the charm that you wear around your neck.
No, absolutely not. Unless you make me another one.
That took me a while.
If I'm right, I'll give you my charm. But if you're right, I'll give you my charm. If I'm right, you give me your umbrella.
You've crossed the line now. You know that you're not allowed to talk about that.
What, the umbrella?
Yeah, I told you that time.
Sorry, I forgot.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll make you another charm. And do you know what? I'll spend ages making it and I'll infuse it with some magic.
If I'm right.
If you're right, but you're wrong.
Okay. I'm not. Okay. Deal.
And I think I just kind of reach my hand back, like lift your hand with a shake on it, pass the drink back. And I'm just like looking up at the inside of my umbrella, like, and I can just see all the intricate stonework and patterns on the inside of it, and I'm just shaking my head like, what is going on?
Oh, and another thing, could you join this chain to make a loop?
Yeah, that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Cool.
I'm gonna need to heat the chain though, so I can't do it.
I think that Kane would know you would need some special equipment to do that.
Oh.
Which you would not have access to.
Well, I mean, it might be.
I get out my craft box.
Yeah,
For Kane, you know that Ardernum is a magical material.
Okay.
And you need to manipulate it through magical means.
And what sort of places would have these sort of magic forges or whatever to do that? Like,
it would be a sort of place you would find in like a big city. You'd need to find either like a blacksmith who maybe has someone on staff who deals with magical things, or like a magic item place, or like a mage's guild or something of that ilk. People who would know about magical materials.
Yep.
Specifically.
So I think I'd say, actually, do you know what? I think I could do it now. Pass it here.
I give him the chain.
And I stand up and I put my my straw hat back on. I walk out into the rain and hear this patter. And I pick up the padlock if it's still there with the key in it, and I just click it, and then just throw the key into the corner and bring it back. I'm like, there you
go. I rather forlornly go and get the key out of the corner, and I put it in my pocket, and I put the chain back over like a bag with the padlock at the bottom, swinging about.
You got a bandolier chain.
Yeah.
And I think I nudged.
It's like an acolyte.
Yeah, I think I nudged you just like with my elbow, and just like start laughing.
Yeah, I laugh too.
Yeah.
laughing.
And then I think that's probably. I think I'm gonna just kind of sit in silence for a little bit.
Okay. Lysander's already turned in. Truffle, what are you?
Truffle is leaning against Garland's leg. Like Garland is kind of leaning over him a little bit, so it's kind of like a little bit of a shelter. He's just sort of cuddled up in Garland's.
I kind of imagine he's like a my neighbour Topper, and he's got like a giant leaf over your head.
Yeah, it's very Disney. It's kind of cute, and then and he's just playing his flute as always.
How is his song today? Is it happy? Is it sad?
It's a little melancholy, if I'm honest. It's kind of it's a nice
Through the Misty Mountain.
Yeah, it's soft. It's almost ghostly in its melodic tune. It's very long notes, long slow notes. It kind of blend into his he's not got himself on one of those like death horns. It's like a death flute. It's almost less panpipe, more but the flute itself looks like a normal keepsake flute, and yet it somehow has the attributes as whoever DM goes. No, it doesn't. Has the attribute. It can sound sometimes like a tin whistle. It can sound sometimes like a panpipe. It can sound sometimes like a lower flute. This is more Last Samurai theme. As the rain sort of hits all the bamboo that apparently is around Akane. It's just and before you know it, Truffle's having a little bit of a sleep. If I'm honest, he just falls asleep.
Okay, let me get my dice for evening rolls.
Truffle wakes up really quickly.
Yeah.
I've got my dice.
Truffle's wide awake and everything's fine. Crossbow bolt. Ooh. Hey-oh, what's that? Show the camera.
Yeah, show us
box on my dice.
That is lovely. Ooh, fancy.
I wish I could find a Liz.
Yeah.
To make me a box.
Well, just got to keep them for longer than one night.
Don't give away. Don't
shots fired.
Anywho, truthful shots fired.
Okay, so
Akane is me.
Watches. You make your perception rolls. Anyone who's making a watch, take it a watch.
Are we having a long rest or a short rest?
It was evening when you did this, so we'll just say it's
okay.
I'd stay along, and I'll wake up near the morning shift. Early morning is when I'll wake up. So whoever gets the first 2 watches, I'll get the third.
I'll take the last watch.
I'll take the first, as always.
Alright, there's my watches.
I'll take the second if no one's taking it.
Now, Dan, the various effects from my little encounter.
Yes.
Would the exhaustion go?
The exhaustion is as normal. Yeah.
1. Okay, so I'm down 1, so it's not a disadvantage. That's good. Okay, that's what I was checking.
What is in that book?
I don't even have exhaustion, guys. I'm totally fine. A 14. I'm not exhaustion.
More dice.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I still have disadvantage, so I'm going to roll again. 14.
More dice. Okay, so everyone made their rolls.
Now I've got to do my hit dice.
Yeah, 13 for me.
Oh, sorry.
If it's a long rest, you don't need to hit die, man.
I realised that. I was doing
Right.
perception now, isn't it?
That's
Donde está perception? There it is.
two beans.
Oh, sweet Caroline, that's a 6.
So you Akane takes the first watch, and the rain continues on, and it sort of starts to, it's just like a very light pitter patter throughout the evening, and it slowly dies away. And she hasn't really been able to make a proper fire, so it's quite dark. So I don't know, maybe she lit a torch from her bag or something, and just so she's got some light. And she doesn't see anything. Her watch passes uneventfully, and as does Druindar's when he comes to relieve her. But whilst they are having their watches and the others are asleep, Truffle, you find yourself in a dream, a lucid dream. You hear the brief fluttering of wings, and then you find yourself in a forest or woody environment, not unlike where you are right now in the Witherbark Woods. You look around and you don't see your friends. It's just everywhere. It's just like a sea of trees, plants. And you're like, what? Confused. And you see just in the distance, you look up and you see Garland there. And you wave to him. You're like trying to get his attention. He doesn't see you. And you start running after him eagerly, like waving and calling out to him. He doesn't respond. And you start to get close. And then he sort of starts walking and disappears into the trees. When you get to where he was, he's no longer there. And you look around and you're just like, what? Confused. And then you look into the distance and you see him now in another direction. And you run after him. And then you're calling out. He still doesn't respond. And the trees this time sort of close up and swallow him. And your path is blocked. And you're just getting more and more confused and frustrated in this dream. And this seems to happen several times. You see Garland and you chase after him until eventually you reach a clearing where he is standing. And he's standing under this old, dead, withered tree with long, reaching branches. And he's looking up into the tree. And in the tree, he is looking at a pure white raven who's looking back down at him. And then Garland finally, he looks over and he sees you, Truffle, finally, and recognises your presence. But then he looks back up to the tree and he reaches his arm out, and this raven flutters down and lands on it like a hawk or something would land on a hawker. And then he just looks back over at you, and the raven looks at you. And then you awaken out of the dream.
I like it.
As I wake up, can I see where Garland is? Garland still next to me?
Yeah, he's just quite close to you, just powered down in his normal, I don't know, sort of sitting cross-legged or whatever he does.
I squint at his face to see if I can see if he doesn't have eyes. But,
yeah, I mean, his face lights are sort of just dim; they're not really there, like when he's asleep. He's definitely not currently powered up or awake.
And I look around all the branches and in hopes that is there a raven? Do I see any birds? Do I see anything like what I've just seen?
No, you just wake up back in the ruins with Durindar awake, taking his watch, maybe pacing back and forth or resting on a piece of rubble, and everyone else is asleep or in their tents.
So after hearing, seeing this, he actually sits back a little bit, genuinely quite relaxed, because it's one of the few nights where he doesn't have the other dream. The dream with the screaming, the dreams with the ice, water, and the fire, and nevertheless still confused by the whole situation. He's never drawn any kind of logic from dreams. He knows that there are scholars who talk about the significance of dreams and how important they are, but for Truffle, this is potentially something that happens to people once they leave and start exploring. He's smart enough to know medicinally what that medicine and can interrupt the way a person thinks. He also knows that with experiences there's more information being consumed by the brain, and to a certain extent actually just ignores what he just saw as possibly being tired and experiencing something very different to what he's normally done, but can't necessarily go back to sleep anymore. So is up and breathing in the cool air and takes a sip of water and stays up and looks around. And that's until his watch ends and he sees was it Lysander wake up and come out of the tent?
Yeah.
At which part, just before he goes to sleep, just wants to check visually how Lysander might look before he goes back to sleep.
I mean, if he looks the same, but he is kind of rubbing some of his muscles and things like that in like a achy kind of way.
Okay.
That's about it. Not anything like, oh, my muscles.
I like to make eye contact with Lysander and just a little nod, a little smile, and then go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's nice.
Tip of the knot cap. I'm like, everything's fine. I'm totally normal.
And now my watch is ended.
Nothing happens in Truffle's watch either. Lysander gets up and again, nothing happens. The sun starts to rise in the morning.
He made it.
He made it. Lysander starts to wake the others up, or they wake up of their own accord. And you have your long rest.
Whoop, whoop.
The effects thereof.
Cool. I get up early as usual and have a little wander and forage around, see if I can find anything good to eat.
Mm. Oh yeah, make a. What do we do? Some kind of roll, right? Survival.
I roll a 3, just because the stream's a little behind.
Yeah, so during you have trouble finding anything today. Maybe just enough to feed yourself. That's about it.
I blame the chains. I'm kind of cursing the chains on my way back from foraging. Durindar's quite suspicious. It's quite, what's the word, superstitious. So his mind kind of wonders whether it's the chains, because normally he's quite good at finding food.
Just a spot of bad luck.
It's the chains.
The rain has stopped, but it is still overcast and a little cooler today. So it's sort of a little bit of a bleak day, sort of damp floor, grey sky. Anyone doing anything particular in the morning before you set off and pack up camp?
It's typical morning routine.
I think Truffle's going to follow. Arcana, are you doing some kind of athletics or like some calisthenic or something like that?
So she kind of does, some calisthenic workouts, but mainly kind of just practicing without her armor and her umbrella, so just taking it through kind of various movements, kind of just staying limber.
I think Truffle will take a stick or something that he finds and tries to mimic, not too close, like mimic just off to the side. Just like to mimic some of those actions to learn a bit more about the other traveling companions and try and soak in as much of their disciplines as possible as he goes.
Nice. And do you watch me to the end?
Yep.
I think.
Well, he has a few sit downs every now and then because he gets a bit out of breath, and jumps in and out like as much as his enthusiasm will carry him beyond his physical capabilities.
Yeah, and I think she notices him, right? And she'll go up to him afterwards, and I think kind of adjust his arms a little bit and just say, look, actually, it's all about making sure that you never go off balance as a castellan. So because your center of gravity is lower, you're going to have to lower that stick there. But do you know what? When we get somewhere in town, maybe I can make you a basic version
Little
of this.
umbrella.
Yeah, we can practice together if you're interested in learning this stuff.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I mean, so far I haven't learned any new songs from Lysander. I think he's a different kind of bard, though. Maybe it's just like poetry.
Yeah.
I've never actually asked him. Have we ever?
What?
He's a bard. Like he's a bard. I haven't really seen what kind of bardic. Probably ask him.
That's a good point. Have a chat with him.
Yeah, I think I will. Okay, and then I carry on trying to do the.
Yeah, I think I leave him as I head inside to kind of just wash my pits and put my armor back on.
Nice.
Mm.
Au
Musty
natural.
Au natural. Kind of snacking on one of my rations. I think I'm gonna.
Trail mix.
Yeah, same ration.
Yo yo yo!
It's working.
It's working.
We're back. Apologies.
Peter.
Apologies for the technical difficulties. We should be back on for the rest of the show now, so we'll continue from where we left off. Pick up from where we left off.
Apologize. Maybe it was your internet, not ours. Check your
We
internet.
won't talk about whose internet it is.
Probably mine.
It's the collective internet. Anyway, when we had just left off, you were just eating your breakfast and you're packing up and you're getting ready to go on your next day's travel. Drew and Dar had looked for food unsuccessfully, and some of your food had spoiled. It was an overcast day. Yeah, the rain had stopped, and it was just sort of damp and soggy and muddy on the floor, and a little bit miserable and unpleasant. But you must press on nonetheless. So, Drew and Dar, do you want to make for me your navigation roll, please?
Yes, and was that a nature roll? No,
So you can
what was
choose to do it nature or survival. I don't know why I'm doing things with my hands.
Can Truffle assist him so he gets advantage?
No.
Or disadvantage?
Yeah. In this instance, I think having Truffle help him would probably make it
Hinder.
worse. Yeah.
13.
That's cool. So, yeah, I think Durandal is like, okay, I'm feeling better about this than yesterday. I've got a good idea of, like, we were in a clearing, and I kind of got an idea of where the path's heading, what direction we should go. So if we go back to the path, and I think I know where we can go now. So he leads you all back, you get on the horses, and you head back down this sort of broken, like, paved path back onto the narrow woodland trail, and you start heading on your way with cart in tow. Did you take the null box, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. So me and kind of, I would have tried to lift it myself, and if I couldn't, I would have asked Durandal to put it on the caravan.
Between Durandal and Garland, they could most definitely do it.
Yep.
Truffle supervised.
So just yeah, up a little bit, left a little bit. So yeah, you got the null box, and you're in your cart, and Durandal's got the chain, and you say your goodbyes to Halfar, and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna stay here and just make sure the site's safe, and just try and look after it and stuff. So,
Slacking at work. That classic. Oh, I'm just going to check a site. It would be empty site, but we've just removed the evil from. Yeah, you good luck with that.
And he's a little bit kind of taken aback by the whole situation as well.
I bet.
In the same way that you guys are, or, well, some of you are a little bit kind of. He was like, I don't know what to make of this whole thing.
I think I'd like to thank him on the way out. I mean, we did fight a whole bunch of spirits that were basically trying to kill us. So, I imagine I'd do a Lord of the Rings style goodbye. Kind of hand on the shoulder, clasping. Thank you, how far?
You see that, like the arm handshake, like.
Yeah. I hope we meet again, and best of luck in your endeavours.
And he sort of gives you a bow, and he's like, I wish you the best of luck on all of your paths. I hope you reach the end of them where you wish to be.
What's that with me?
I think as well, I lean in as well. If we do need to contact you about Ursin, where will we find you or your brothers?
My brothers, they're nowhere near here, but you can come back to this site if you need to speak to me. I sometimes go short journeys, but I tend to spend most of my time tending to these ruins. And I should be safer now that you've rid it of those evil spirits. So I can safely call this place my home for now.
Goodbye, my friend. And I think I'd just kind of leave at that point, turn around, and jump on my Andalusian horse, which I don't name.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll get on your horses and you begin the
You mean my cow?
Yeah, and you'll chat with the cow.
So good.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
So, yes, you begin your journey, and let me think what's going to happen. So, yeah, as I say, it's an overcast day, and you're travelling through this dense wood, and the undergrowth is it's not drab. There's lots of life and like flocks of birds that occasionally like flutter across your path, and you'll see like fields of like these sort of rambling flower bushes, and all kinds of strange like trees that you might not have seen before, like twisting trunks or like sort of bluish or reddish hued leaves. It's almost like a sort of slightly alien atmosphere to you guys, especially who've lived in a place like Soviatso or similar for your life.
Does it feel like it's bustling with life? Like all of the twisted roots and whatnot, they're all very much alive.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell there's all sorts of small creatures and birds, and you can see insects all over the place and things like that. I mean, it's not quite rainforest, but it's it's pretty dense and that sort of environment.
Okay.
A little sip.
I'm doing my usual. Durandal's doing his usual, keeping an eye on the leaf. We go through. Maybe there's some leaves, a tree branch over the top, and I pick a leaf off and just study it, looking for taint.
You do not for the what? He's looking for taint, not the taint. You don't find any indications of what
taint.
you think you're looking for.
Blight.
So yes, blight or
everywhere.
corruption, or sickness, illness, or whatever. So you carry on travelling. The morning goes fairly uneventfully. The going is a little slower here with this narrow road. You tend to have to go single file, or most two abreast in this place. But you press on at sort of like at least faster than walking speed on horseback. And it gets to the afternoon. You stop at a point and maybe feed the horses and brush them down, and just have a drink yourselves and a rest. And then you get back going again. And during the afternoon, it becomes a little like hilly and rocky in places. Still very dense woodland, but there's like some outcroppings of rock and that sort of thing. And you travel in this sort of environment for about an hour or two until you reach a sort of slightly open area. And describe this. It's basically in front of you is like a gorge. It's like a cliff going down into a gorge. And over the top of this gorge, you can see the gorge goes like both ways for quite as far as you can see currently. And there's like what looks like a big stone bridge which is spanning over the top of it, and like pieces of like smaller wooden like stairs and bits of bridge which are like joint up to it, because you can see that part of this bridge is like crumbled and broken in places. So yeah, that's what you see in front of you. How would you like to proceed? You can see the gorge is deep, maybe 60 to 100 feet. It's hard to say.
So did you say there was a bridge which is still intact crossing the gorge?
Yes, so I do have a map. I'm just going to find it.
Maps, eh?
I can get to the right place.
Feed me maps.
Give me that map.
I guess to come into the gorge, I'll look at Druindar and ask him which direction we're meant to be going.
You are coming from the top left of this map. You can put yourselves
Okay.
up there.
Yeah.
So you can see there is like this gorge, which is like in multiple parts, and there's small like islands in the middle of it. And this bridge looks like there's parts of it, and there's a couple of like buildings or like watchtowers, and there's like someone has built sections of wooden bridge to try and like span the broken areas, but they look rickety.
I'm on
That's
my
how I
tour.
describe them. That truffle, like where you are there, the bridge is like way above your head. Like,
Okay, can you delete my other? Sorry, I apologize. There is a dupe of me.
sorry. So, and that bridge that like Lysander is on right now is probably about 15 feet high, I would say. So these are like multiple levels. I was having trouble getting.
Yeah, it's hard to get scale, right? Yeah.
Showing like levels, but so like what you see there, and then this like bridge that goes across to here is all the same level, and then like stairs up here and stuff.
Okay, so these ones are the higher level. These.
Yeah,
got you.
So that bit is like the highest level.
Yikes.
Yeah, I just say to Truffle, well, we need to continue heading northeast.
So just imagine that you are northeast is like over here, basically.
Yeah,
that's where you're heading.
Yeah,
I don't know why I did it this way around.
So we need to go over to the side with horses and a cart.
Simon.
Yeah, well, I suggest we go and we follow the. Is this a path up to where the bridge starts? What is that?
Yeah, so there's like a wooden. It's like a wooden, long, thin bridge, and it's held up by like stilts, and it's like leading over to like a small, like stone building, sort of like turret, which was seems like it was originally linked to the other parts of the bridge, sort of broken down. You can see it's a complicated structure to look at from where you guys are. And you're just like, I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to be going.
Yeah. Would I have crossed this bridge before? Possibly.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, the gorge is quite long, so you may have encountered it.
Yeah.
In your travels in the past.
Okay. Well, I turned to the party and said, I may have come across here before. The gorge spans for some distance, so I suggest we try and find our way across it. But I don't have much memory of how that is done.
How wide are they wide as like enough to get a cow across?
Or a cart, probably.
I think we're going to probably have to leave the cart, if I'm honest.
Oh, well, if you're honest.
So, I mean, where you are is 5 foot across, and you could fit like a cart or a horse down there. If you really wanted to, like, get a horse and like.
Yeah.
Should we not maybe walk across it, take a look through here first?
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah. So why don't we head down to like this tree here?
Well, this is a different level. This is 15 foot above the trees, right? This level here.
Yeah. So you'd be looking like at the top of the tree there.
Let's carry on. Let's just go on the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan, would you mind putting my thingy on there? Because I don't know how to do it. I've tried doing it before.
I think you hold the name and drag the name, if I remember correctly. There you go.
Thank you.
Can I see any signs of people from where I am on this level? At least looking across.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, that's persuasion. Not that one. That is a 7.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't. You definitely do not see any signs of people.
It looks clear. Let's carry on.
In truffle we trust. Keep moving.
All right, and then I go to the edge. Just before I start on this bit, I suppose I want to look at. Is it? It's not a rope bridge, is it? It's like it's just a.
No. It's just like a. It's not like a thick like slabs of wood. It's more just like slats with gaps and stuff. So it's not like.
Is there any handholds either side of it, like to?
Nope. I mean, it doesn't seem like you would get on it and it'd be like swaying sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's solid, but it's not like a big bridge.
So, I mean, I look back to the group and just carry on.
Oh, let's go
on.
And then we will carry on, and I will start to walk my way towards this area here. Do with it as you will. Whatever happens in the meantime, that's what I would like to do. And I'm sure you'll let me do it without any trouble whatsoever.
I follow you.
You cross that bridge. You get to the other side and the stone building. But you do, as like the whole group is there, you start to hear it creak a bit. And you're like,
oh no!
As I start to turn around, guys, this is creaking with just us. How are we going to get the cart and the animals across?
We'll find another way around. Go around the gorge. It must end at some point. It'll put time on our journey, but we need the horses and we need the cart.
So should we go back and go round?
Well, I'm curious to what the structure is. Who knows what could be inside?
Yeah, but who knows what could be inside?
Exactly.
But we're saying the same thing, but I think we're saying different things.
Exactly.
Okay, exactly.
Should we?
Now you're getting there.
What is the plan here?
I think we're going to see what this is. Yeah,
Let's do it.
Oh, go ahead.
Can I go through here?
Yeah, it's just like imagine the walls just sort of like crumbled in a little bit, and there's just like a bridge that you can walk onto.
I come to this point and I have a look across and see if I can see anything particular.
Yeah, okay. So you can see there's this in the middle. There's this large, like quite sturdy looking platform that's just like basically held up by those 4 big wooden like logs, basically. and it's leading over towards over here, which is kind of like a small tower, and there's some stairs that go up to the top of this tower, and then the tower has, again, on this side here is like another makeshift wooden bridge that's been attached to it. On the other side, there is like a bridge or like a tunnel of some sort that's heading over to this building over here. Another just sort of like stone building of some kind.
Okay. I shout back to the party. Just said there's a building over to our right and one across. Two over to the right, in fact. We're going to go have a look in this one. I point at it and start walking in that direction.
Just to be clear, you're not on that stone bridge.
We're underneath. Now. We're underneath it on the wood.
Underneath.
Oh, we're underneath the bridge.
The stone bridge is something like 20 feet above you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
When I look down, can I see how far the drop is from this level down to the bottom of the gorge? Is it about 100 foot looking?
Yeah, especially now that you're suspended up, it's easily 100 foot, maybe give or take 20.
The walk's a little bit faster to get to the larger base. Not got a problem with heights, but it feels a little uneasy knowing that there's no handrails.
I think
you all get onto this central wooden platform. It kind of like you can feel it sways ever so slightly.
Don't like it.
I go a little bit quicker and stand onto this stone bit.
I think I'm going to stand there and I'm going to look around and I'm trying to look at this structure here because I'm trying to figure out, like, for me it's important that we keep the horses and we keep our supplies because we're 4 or 5 days in now and we've eaten about 4 or 5 days worth of our supplies, our rations. So there's no point us not having those horses. So this looks structurally sound. So I guess I'm going to trace it back. Can I see that it originates on this island, and I can follow it around and see that it originates on this island over here? I guess I'm looking up at it, right, trying to figure out how it all connects together.
So basically, you would get, if you wanted to cross it, you'd need to go to here, and then round to here, and then up to this tower. Actually, I think you're meant to be going over here, if I recall correctly. Now that I've made this map, and the idea is that this is at the same level as this.
Yep.
And then that leads you to sort of like the side of the gorge where you want to be. I rescind my initial statement. I made a too complicated map for myself to understand.
Okay, so we start down here.
That's where you want to be.
Oh, that's where we want to be. Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we should keep pushing forward. I imagine it's windy.
Sure, yeah. I mean, as you go across, maybe like gust of wind blows, and you're like,
whoa! I've just got my umbrella out, and I've got my kind of giant basket on my back.
Mary Poppins is way over the other side.
Yeah, I can float down. Durandar!
Look back. How does Simon look? Is Simon okay?
Yeah.
Simon's just he's happily chomping away at some grass.
Okay, I turn back and then carry on. Well, Akane is yelling back at Druindar, or forward at Druindar.
Can we get out that way?
I'm just going up to the top of this tower to see if I can see anything else. It looks like you can cross over there by that building. Maybe we can jump across that gap.
Yeah, it definitely looks like, it's maybe it's less than 10 feet across that gap.
Yeah.
You want to somehow get across there.
Yeah, we can cross at this gap, but we won't be able to take the horses.
It's no good. We need the horses on the cart.
Well, then we'll have to go round. Unless someone has a magical hand that could lift up the horses and take them across.
Unless those horses are 5 pounds.
As you guys are having this conversation, presumably, where are you all right now? Don't move around. Say where you are.
Right there in the doorway.
Okay.
I'm on the platform outside.
We are where we are.
I'm on the top of this thing.
You hear... Actually, who's got the perception? It's Akane, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's faint, but you can hear almost like a gentle gust of wind or some kind of billowing sound. And you're looking around, you're like, hang on a minute. That's not just the wind, that's something around here. And from almost seemingly nowhere, this huge creature, winged creature, descends and just lands on the side of the bridge.
Murder Hornet.
Oh,
snap.
And
the Moonlight Butterfly.
And you can see it's like got this long, like tendrils coming out of this back of the abdomen, but it is like a butterfly with huge green wings and like a strange, almost like a narwhal horn on top of it. And it seems to be glowing with some kind of magical energy.
Does it look beautiful?
It looks strangely, oddly, hauntingly beautiful.
But does it look? Sorry, I rephrase. Like, does it? You know when you see some creatures and you're like, "Fuck, that's terrifying." Is it like scary looking terrifying, or is it like that is a giant beautiful? Truffle. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love it.
And I want everyone to roll initiative, please. It's about to attack you.
Such a beautiful disaster.
In fact, I think you, Lysander and Durindar, you're going to be surprised.
Okay.
Which means you don't act on this round, basically.
I'm going to be enthralled with the beauty.
Surprise, motherfucker! I'm a butterfly.
Butterfly, motherfucker.
Yeah, and it's like oddly like quiet considering it's got these massive wings.
I wish I had some like Bloodborne or Dark Souls style music, and he'd like,
got to pay the rights.
Got to pay the rights, and all I've got is royalty 3 threatening strings.
I need to level up so I can get some. None of these creatures are soaked in metal. It's not enough for me.
Sorry, I'll just give you just creatures that are just made of metal.
Yeah.
Who are we missing?
I was going to heap the chains earlier with my magical ability.
Durindar, you can still roll yourself onto the initiative, and we'll just sort of like skip your turn, and then next round you'll be.
I clicked initiative, and it said,
Gotta select your token, man.
Go select your token. Rookie move. Wow. They got a 4, huh? Okey-dokey. Oh, that's... I didn't connect the token to the sheet.
Classic.
Ah, dear.
What a waste of a 21. I'm surprised.
So it should be... Right. Pop that out. So who's going first here? It's going to be...
Truffle.
Truffle with a 14 goes first. Okay. Truffle upon seeing... Wait, how far away is that? I need to get my ruler out for the lads. I need to... Okay, so as I look at it and it starts to, I guess, come at me aggressively...
it looks like it's charging up some kind of magic right now.
Get away from me, glowing, glittery prick! And I cast Vicious Mockery with my flute at it. I viciously yell, and I'm doing some sweet flute fingering at the same time. I don't know how it works. I'll work it out another day. That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
And I would like you to see if it succeeds on a Wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom.
You must beat a 15. Oh my god, a 20. Wicked, cool. With bonus action, stand there, agape.
Oh my god, I should have changed his name. Oh my god, we're gonna get a copyright strike.
Yeah, that's my go.
Oh my god, I was right. It is the Moonlight Buff.
Durindal, you're surprised. Like, you and Lysander are both quick on your feet, but the others hear this thing coming before you do. You don't have time to ready yourself. Garland with his fist of fury.
Yeah.
Rocket fist.
Punch through the wall.
What can he do? He can
Punch
just,
through the wall. Get in here, Arcane.
I know he's got a sword now. But
Oh yeah,
Or his sword.
I need to use it.
he'll just duck behind the parapets, maybe. I don't know. Would he do that? Yeah, he'll duck. Oh shit. Butterfly!
Come, milady, come, milady.
I thought the butterfly rolled a 4.
Yeah, it rolled a 4, but I hadn't attached it to the sheet and I didn't get
Sugar, baby.
didn't get any bonus, so I had to add 3 to it. Dex bonus. So it is. You see, there's like this green light sort of flickering along its wings, and then out of its like weird horn thing, this beam of light shoots down at someone. Who's it going to be? 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, make it truffle.
It's going to be Durindal.
Oh, so this is open, this area. These aren't walls.
You're on top of the building right now.
Ah, right, okay, I see.
We're just at a lower level, I think.
What am I doing? I kind of want the rolls to be hidden so you don't see all the shit. So I'm gonna...
roll on real dice then. Or
go into the sheet, and in the top right, I think is whisper all rolls or something like that.
whisper.
You might have to open in the settings.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Dissonant.
Whisper. Oh shit. That's a 9. So, yeah, this beam comes out. It's like a greenish sort of beam of magic energy just fires out. But Durindal, though he was slow to see this thing, he's quick to react to this and dodges out of the way.
Do you get advantage when someone's surprised?
Cheers, ad.
Rules. Everybody loves the rules.
The attack missed. Moving on. Akane.
So I think Akane sees this giant winged butterfly stood up there, and she immediately denial stance or not? Just trying to think. I think it costs. Bear with me. Sorry,
Alright, Lysander's getting his black bolt ready, don't worry.
Yeah, man.
Okay, no, she's going to use bonus action, cast Martyrdom. So she's going to move forward first and cast Martyrdom, which means she can enter denial stance, free of charge on her bonus action. So as I step forward, get my umbrella out, this white vapour just erupts off me and my eyes go bright white. I basically put the umbrella behind me and rest it on my shoulders. I make some quick hand movements, and I cast Penance, trying to seal the butterfly in a stone cocoon of obsidian.
What is the thing for that?
So I may use my action to expend 2 Fortress Echoes to encase an enemy I see within 30.
It's a huge-sized creature, so I don't think you can do that. Oh no, you can. But you need 7 Fortress Echoes. You got 7?
I haven't, but do you know what? I started down this line, and I haven't been in battle for a while, so it's probably something I'd attempt. So I try and cast Penance on it anyway.
So yeah, I think maybe what you would see is that the rocks, they come out and they start to creep across this thing, but there's not enough of them, and it just can quite easily just sort of get out, basically. It's like the shell doesn't finish forming around it, so to speak.
Cool. And I think I see that's not going to work. I just basically kind of grab the kind of lever on my umbrella, put it behind me, stare it down.
Extreme garden parasol.
That's end of my
Sorry,
go.
the great bitches.
Yeah, that's end of my go.
Okay, we're back to the top of the round, which is Lysander, who is no longer surprised.
Take this, you shit. I'm going to.
Oh, you bastard!
I'm going to hex him.
Yep.
So he is now hexed, and he's going to get disadvantage on. Ooh. Wisdom saves. So he has disadvantage on wisdom saves, and he is hexed.
You think hex for me again?
Of course I can.
Thank you.
Apologies. Huh. There you go. So after it is hexed, I will lash out with a black bolt. That's 26.
Whoa!
That hits.
So that's 5 necrotic and 11 force. And as it comes out, the black bolt comes out, but out of my hand, out of the cane, a pale swirls around the bolt as it flies through the air. And I'm going to fire another one for a 24.
Yes, that also hits.
That's 12 force. So I think as I'm firing it, 2 bolts come out and come round anime style.
I imagine seeing it over the top of my head as well. Like, staring it down.
Yeah, boy. I'm just like, oh, okay. And I'm just going to duck behind the parapet.
He's getting better at hitting stuff.
I think that also surprised Lysander.
I think a little bit, yeah. He's like, what?
Boo?
What?
And Truffle.
As he sees these black bolts fly over him, his hair is ruffled by the power of the black bolts, and he watches each one hit the creature. Does the creature make a noise when it hits it? If so, do it, please.
No, it's an oddly silent creature. Even when you strike it, it doesn't seem to make any noise. It's just kind of sort of like hovering, swaying.
So, upon seeing that, Truffle reaches into his backpack and pulls out one of +1 bolts. Loads it into his hand crossbow and takes a pop for a 10, unfortunately. But
that does not hit, I'm afraid.
And actually, you see a little tear go down his eye as his special magic bolt flies into nowhere. Bonus action. Nothing. No, nothing. That's all. That's his go. Just remove one of the bolts. That's me go.
Okay.
Oh no! Bonus action. Bardic inspiration on Lysander.
You are bardically inspired.
Yeah, that's the true. Like I say, everyone hears it differently. That's what you hear.
Durandal, you've recovered from the beam almost hitting you and you're ready for action. What do you do?
Well, how high is it?
So that bridge where it's currently perched is like...
It's perched.
It's like, yeah, it's like...
It's landed.
Yeah, it's like the bridge and it's just sort of like hanging on the side. And that bridge is like... So
it's standing on the edge of this.
Yeah, it's like 30 foot above where Joe is standing. Where Akane is standing.
Okay.
And maybe 15 feet above where you are.
Okay, so I can't run to here and run down here.
Yeah, you would have to try and leap up to here, which is at the same level, which would be like, I don't know what the rules are for high jumping. Need some kind of athletics check, maybe, or you do it. Is it a run-up jump or something?
Yeah, So I run from here 5,
Adam, rules man.
15, 20, and I
High jump. Move 10 plus feet and jump a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier.
So you're pretty strong, right?
And I jump with all my strength. And I need to roll strength.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You definitely make it. You get on and you like grab on. You just sort of like manage to catch the side and you pull yourself up onto the side of this bridge.
Okay. And how much movement do I lose from doing that?
I think that would be your full movement.
That would be my full movement. Okay, fine. And then I, as a bonus action, my hair starts getting longer, and my back kind of cracks.
It's like a werewolf.
My eyes go night black, and I enter rage, and I look really angry this time.
Really angry, guys.
Like super angry. Like you can feel the anger from where Akane's standing.
Mate, so angry.
Okay, Garland is like, what should I do, Lysander? And he starts running after Druidar and sort of gets to about there. That's the end of his movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can get to here. Oh no, he's going to be like in running, so next turn he can make a running jump. And then the butterfly. It's sort of... what does it do? It casually just sort of dismounts itself from this and hovers over here and sort of lands on this side. And as it's doing so, like a bunch of almost look kind of like sort of glowing dust sort of flow off of it and then coalesce into these beams and small like projectiles that sort of like home in towards some of you. And
What are you typing, Daniel?
Okay, I need to pick who is going to hit, so we'll do 2 different targets. So that's Truffle and Akane.
Get ready, Chris. I think we're in trouble.
Akane, you take 14 damage.
Is that one hit?
It's three separate hits.
Okay,
so you can reduce it by 3.
Yeah.
Truffle, you take 9 damage. There's these strange beams, and they're like unavoidable magic missile things, basically, and they sort of home in towards you.
How many did you say I took?
You took
14.
14 minus 3, so 11. And then it's over to Akane.
Okay, so... this is my jam.
Oh, wait. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Can I use cutting words because it just attacked me? To use a reaction to expend a bardic inspiration dice.
Just link it, man.
How do I link? There you go. So, I'd like to use one of my bardic. So, I'd like to minus a d6 from the damage.
Okay. You may do so.
You can roll it, or you can roll it, please, sir.
Gladly. 2.
Worth it.
Shit. What'd I lose? My dice!
Oh, it's a drawn roll. That means advantage. Continue.
Akane, it's your turn.
So, does it look like this wooden structure here? I suppose it could take one of my Fortress Echo creations?
What do you mean? What are you trying to do?
So, I want to cast Vantage Point, which creates a ramp that leads up 15 foot.
You may, yeah, you can do that anywhere. You don't need to be on like an earthen surface or anything.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the weight actually. But I guess since we've had everyone on.
Yeah, you go now.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of make some hand symbols, and as I'm making these hand symbols, kind of this kind of obsidian covering happens on my hands. And when I finish the final symbol and slap my hands together, kind of this ramp just of obsidian raises up on the platform, rising. I guess it's kind of 30 feet long, or I don't know how long it is, but it goes 15 foot up to the bottom.
It's like a 15-foot cone, right?
Yes.
So it can go up and along 15 foot, basically.
Okay.
As far as you like, even.
And I'm going to run up it.
Can you draw it on? Does it last?
Yeah, it lasts for...
Yes, it lasts for ... Still haven't figured that out, because I keep forgetting. So where do you want to put it? Basically leading up to it.
Yeah, there.
Cool.
So yeah, then I'm just going to run up it.
Oh shit! Okay. Are you doing what I think you're doing?
No, I'm not that crazy, right? That's a massive gorge.
Jesus,
But
that's a 100-foot drop.
I need to get close enough to use my shield blast.
I don't have Featherfall yet, so you're on your own.
Oh, I imagine the wind's kicking off as well, and like my dreads are blowing, and I'm just like, and I think as I'm running up, I'm like, "What are you doing, Akane? What are you doing, Akane? What are you doing, Akane?" And I just stare it down, and I just kind of.
What are you doing, Akane?
I just get my shield out. I'm not doing much apart from get my shield out, facing it down. So it's what, like 15 foot above you now?
Yes. Should have put some markers on this thing to indicate how high they are.
And I'm gonna end my go.
Lysander!
Don't forget your inspiration.
Lysander, ho!
Yes, you're inspired.
Can I add that to you attack rolls? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to jump up and pop off with a black bolt again with this weird pale energy around it as well. Come on, roll 20. 11. I will add my bardic inspiration die to that. What is it?
6.
So that's 14.
Yeah, unfortunately the bolt hits it and just dissipates on its strange magical wings.
The second bolt comes out. 12. No.
Same again. You fire these two and it just sort of just doesn't seem to have any effect on it.
I'll duck that down and end of turn.
Lysander is now an orc. Truffle.
Truffle shoots. Truffle misses. Truffle weeps.
Truffle dies.
Truffles go at this stage.
Cool. Dorinda.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out if there's any way that I can get further than 30 feet.
You can dash, remember?
You dash, sprint.
Is that 60?
Yes, so it's your movement speed again.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
Just in general? Or?
No, just for this. I don't understand what the numbers mean.
There you go. 60 feet from where you were.
I dashed 60 feet. Oh, okay.
There you go. Right where that point is. There you go.
And that's it. That's an action, isn't it?
Yeah, unless you're like a thief or something, it's an action.
Yeah, it's an action. So I dash over to there.
Just see this hair beastly Druida
my hair's just flipping around in the wind, dreads almost falling off. I'm running so fast.
The corner of your eye, you see Akane running up this ramp, whipping her shield out.
Yeah, the hair keeps getting a bit like Simon.
Oh yeah, I imagine I'm looking at my right, he's looking at his left. Kind of we're both running towards this thing.
It's gonna be fucked if it moves away.
Wait, we're animated. Yeah.
Or floats 20 foot higher.
Wow.
Again, run up and pop something.
Ridar's whole game is literally running up and down that track, doing 100-meter sprints.
And then he'll also dash.
Oh.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
My Hero Academia rocket boots.
The butterfly's turn.
Yeah.
Who will be his target today? I need something which is a multiple of 5, really. Give me a d10. Okay. It's Lysander.
Oh man, he's rolling the bones on you, brah.
He's rolling big bones. Whisper. Okay.
I want my bit back.
So yeah, this beam charges up down its horn, and then it just looks down, fires this beam out at you, and you take 25 force damage.
Jesus.
What was the? Was it an attack roll?
Yes.
I would like to cast Shield as a reaction
Okay.
to increase my AC to
A million.
22.
Okay. The shit you are. Your AC is high enough to resist it. So this beam hits out just in time. You this magical shield, and the beam just.
I stand up and put my hand out like Neo, like Kylo Ren stopping the laser.
Huge.
What has happened to you? Like, I think I kind of would notice this, right?
The book. He's holding the book in front of him.
Yeah.
Because he's a god.
I think I kind of would notice, right? Like, like you're there, and this big beam goes past their head, like feel the heat of it. Turn around, Lysander's dead, and all of a sudden,
on it.
I'm looking at Akane like, yeah, told you.
So he's got god powers.
Unlimited power.
I think I kind of just looking back at your window, like confused, like, what?
Yeah, so you just see this beam, and Lysander just blocks it with his shield. Akane.
I'm gonna try. I think it's too far away, but I'm gonna attempt to charge shield attack just to try and start baiting it. Charge shield attack. So charging all of my energy, all of this vapor just kind of like condenses on the thin layer of my skin and works its way up into my umbrella and just channels its way down the pole and just illuminates the shield and just explodes outwards in a cone. But it's 10-foot radius.
Yes.
Or range. Doesn't reach.
No.
And I think she shouts something like, "Hey, come down here! Come get me! Do it! I'm here! Fight
I'm
me!"
a cat, you idiot.
And that's it.
Detective Dan Kimball.
It's not a puma.
Lysander.
I think after holding my hand out, and I will just like use like my other hand to like blast a couple of black bolts.
So anyway, it's that blasted.
10. What is going on? And then another one. 26. That's better.
What's that? That one hits.
So that's 4 necrotic and 6 force. Roll a 1. Man, dog shit rolls.
When were you able to fire 2? Is this recent?
Very
That's
recently.
new.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
I
recent.
just
Definitely new.
yeah. This is
Very new.
Anything else?
No, that is it. That's the end of my turn. I'm going to duck down beyond the parapet.
Truffle.
Truffle is gonna. Did I mention about hand crossbow bolt is on like a little sheath, so he can drop it to its side and pull it up. Just for letting you know, like a little strap.
No, that's not canon because you haven't told me that.
Well, he
I just make things up and suddenly have them.
fine. He places the crossbow, but like
Akane pulls out her pistol.
Don't Sam. No, to me. You're the one who didn't do it.
Akane pulls out her pistol and takes 4 shots.
Truffle's got a bungee cord that he places. Ba-doing. Anyway, Truffle places the crossbow on the floor like a boring character, pulls out the flute from the flute sheath that he has definitely told you he has a flute sheath. But actually, didn't I say that the flute was attached to the crossbow at one point? And blows a really high-pitched squeal, which sends out a kind of a pulse wave, and I'd like the Mothman to make a charisma saving throw, please, against Bane of the Flute.
Link it.
Oh, fucking
Bane of the Flute, Bane of your life.
That's 19.
You totally saved. Sick beans. He then uses the rest of his movement to take a knee and pick up the crossbow and stand up again. Put his sheath. His flute's still in his hand though, because obviously that's a bonus action to pop his flute in his sheath.
Well, you don't have to like play the flute to cast spells, do you? You are doing all of this to yourself.
Yeah, man,
it's having a minor thing.
It's the only way to know.
You get like a free action that's like, I drop a thing, I pick up a thing, I drop a thing, I pick up a thing.
If only it was on like a bungee cord strapped to his belt, he could just drop it and it would bounce back.
You just have a hand and crossbow and you just hold your flute in the other hand and you just cast spells.
Do you know what I keep forgetting? Like in my head, hand crossbow, you still got to hold it. I forget you can do that. That's where I lost it, so yeah. Completely right.
Who's done now, huh?
Anyway, I use my time to think on my mistakes and let someone else go.
Drinda.
Can I just clarify that this animal creature is at the same level as this bridge that I am standing on?
Yes, currently.
And how far away from the edge of the wall is the creature?
Do it.
It's currently perched on a wall right now.
Oh, it's perched on the wall.
Yeah.
So it's
I thought it had floated off the side.
It moved from one perch to another perch.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, well, if it's perched on the side, I don't need to do anything heroic.
AKA stupid.
AKA stupid, yeah, I was going to say.
Heroic.
Don't
listen to them.
Don't Dwayne The Rock
heroic.
Johnson jump off the crane into the skyscraper.
Skyscraper at level
like-
height, 40
Bit
foot
like-
away.
Like Mint riding the dragon.
Yeah.
I
That was epic.
I leap off anyway.
run at full pelt along here. How tall is the creature?
Tall enough to jump off.
It's huge, right?
It's huge. It's probably
Yeah,
like
huge.
20 foot across, maybe 15 foot long, maybe...
Big enough to miss with
It's
everything
big.
I've got.
It is really big.
It's
Okay.
really big.
Can I run up the side of it?
Parkour.
Of the creature?
I would like to run up the side of the creature and put my chain around its neck.
Well, A, you have to get there.
Okay.
B, it's. I mean, look at it. It's not like a big solid.
Big.
It's like a little. It's like a
It's
mob.
big, but I'm pretty bendy.
How big is your chain?
It's
30
6 foot.
chain.
It's a 6 foot loop.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've used your movement, right? So what you do?
All right. Okay. In that case, I take a swing at him with my great sword. At this point.
I'm just looking with the influx on that. The great sword.
Great. It's a pretty
Great sword.
14.
Not so great. Sorry.
Hang on, what is happening right now? It's not there. What's happened?
Who's not where?
It's not there. It was here on my screen.
What?
No.
Oh,
Yeah. It's been there for like the last 2 turns.
No, we've still always seen it. It's always been there.
Yeah,
What?
We've
I
always
saw
seen
it.
it there.
I've seen it there as well.
Yeah,
And
me
it's
too.
there on the stream as well.
Yeah. Well, it's moved on the stream now.
Charlie, jump. Jump.
I guess I'll leave it there, but I mean that's not where it has been. Just FYI.
why is move? Why is
Yeah.
We'd have to
can I
go
run
back like 2 rounds of combat.
Yeah,
You guys have done.
So, being that it's still there,
Durando,
can I run up the side of it, please?
kill him? Impudent.
Okay, so you've used your movement, so you can do something
Okay.
with an action.
I've taken a swing at it with my greatsword for 14.
You could dash to run up it. You could swing at it. You could do something with the chain.
No, I was swinging at it.
Combination.
I will swing at it.
Okay.
14.
14 does not hit, I'm afraid.
I swing at it, I miss because it's so floaty.
Fuck, what's going on with this? Roll 20's been a bitch, so.
I've had that before in the past where it's like things aren't appearing or they're in the wrong place.
And it's disconnected itself from the sheet again.
Should probably switch over to fantasy grounds, am I right, guys? What? Roll 20 is not sponsoring
I think it's fine, right? Like, we can make a decision. Has it moved or hasn't it moved?
No, I can't remember how much HP it had left, is what I'm trying to say.
None.
Something else, just make it.
Has anyone damaged it yet?
No, well, you've only
you,
been the only one who's hit it, so I'm pretty sure it's doing
There
alright.
you go. Just count up my damage.
Count 2 black bolts of damage.
Okay.
16, 13. Yeah, it took 23 damage from me.
And that's the only one who's hit it.
Yeah, I'm on the only person who's there. Big boy damage.
Unless Durindar tripped over it, trying to run up it.
So, right. Back into the combat round. So, Durindar runs up and swings at this thing with his greatsword. And as he's swinging at it, it seems like it's charging. There's like this ripple in the air. And then, boom, it explodes in like a sphere of energy. And Durindar and Akane need to make dexterity saving throws. You should have advantage on these.
Dexterity saving throws. Can I use my Shield of Denial? My Shield Master.
If it's something that gives you a dexterity, I don't know what that is. So if you,
I've just linked it.
Oh, okay.
If it's a half damage, you can take no damage basically. But the AC bonus is for only targets that affect you, like singular.
Yeah, so if I'm subject to an effect which allows me to make a dexterity save of half damage.
Yeah.
If it's not half damage, I guess if it's just going to knock me down, well, then I just roll normally, right?
You can add your bonus to dexterity save made against a spell.
You have to save.
And that's pretty powerful, actually.
Well, if it
Yeah,
basically
fit.
it's
Fit.
the only one you can use is that if you make the save and the spell allows you to take half damage on the save, you use your reaction to take no damage. You can't use the AC bonus one because it's targeting multiple people.
Oh, affects only you. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So should I make a dexterity save?
Yes.
Oh!
Durindar. Okay.
22.
Durindar, I'm looking at you, lad boy. I'm like,
Sexy boys,
yeah.
girls, people.
Okay, so you use your reaction to take no damage then from that.
Get behind a giant shield.
Nice.
Durindar, you take 16 force damage.
Jeepers. On a save?
Yes.
You know where you drink some. You know where you drink some alcohol, and then you're like, I'm fine, like a special brew, and then you're like, actually, I'm not
When
fine.
you stand up.
Yeah.
When you stand up and it hits you.
I think this might be much more serious than we think.
I mean, that giant creature's really hard to hit as well.
Party wipe. Party wipe.
Party work. Party work.
Party wipe. Party wipe.
Mount the butterfly. Mount the butterfly.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just going to meet Fluffle, the goblin sister.
Ranged
of
attacks.
Fluffle.
Ranged attacks. Need more ranged attacks.
Fluffle Davids.
Fluffle Davids.
Akane's brother.
Duffel Travids. Alright, so that was Durindar, so it's Garland next.
Chugga punch.
Who can. Let's do it. There's my ruler.
Needs a javelin, man.
So there.
Why don't you just throw the sword? What he needs is a bungee strap on his sword.
He runs up to Durindar's side. Hello! Skids to a halt next to you, ready for sword in front of him.
You muted, Charlie.
I'm like, Garland, punch!
Punch!
punches a hole through its wings, crashes to the ground. Garland saves the day, rips the horn out, uses it as a weapon.
Okay, so the creature, it dismounts itself and starts flying away.
Aww.
We win!
Over to here.
Oh.
You may make opportunity attacks. They will be at disadvantage.
I haven't seen it move.
I haven't seen it move. Where's it moving?
Yeah.
Why can you guys not see me moving things? This is this is a problem.
And I'm looking at the stream. The stream doesn't show it either.
Yeah,
Can you see me moving stuff around?
No. What if I'm? Can you see Truffle moving?
I can't see. Oh,
yeah, I see Truffle.
I can see you.
So if characters moving, it's just not Mothman. Maybe drop the moth token again, potentially.
Let me just do this.
We are gonna wipe.
Sorry, 1 minute.
Oh. Cast invisibility.
It's got legendary action.
Oh, there we go.
Can you see it?
No.
I can see it,
Yeah.
and I can
And
see
it's
it
moving.
moving. Wheel.
Fucking finally. Okay, that was really, really annoying. So it had 7, and it's just going, so it's its turn. Next. There we go. Not that much HP. Okay. Hopefully it's working now. Apologies, everybody.
It's alright, man. Right, stuff happens.
Okay, so yeah, it's flown away from you guys. You may make opportunity attacks if you desire. They are
Do it. Make those disadvantaged attacks.
I don't think I can attack. It's too far away from me.
Garland hits.
Well, it flew over you.
You used your reaction as well, pretty
Yeah.
already. So.
Nice. Yeah, I have.
Um,
I'm tucked in a tiny ball behind my giant umbrella.
Yeah.
Ah!
Garland hits and does 5 slashing damage, hacking at it as it tries to fly away.
It dies.
God,
Glass
that was
cannon.
really anticlimactic.
Yeah, just to...
Oh, but it's not even its final form.
Jorinda, are you... Is he there?
Yeah, he's there now.
Right, Jundar, roll to attack, dude.
It's your last chance for an opportunity attack before I get on with it.
Roll with disadvantage, opportunity attack, Charlie.
Roll with disadvantage on what?
An opportunity attack.
No, I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, you could just let it fly by. Fly by, fly by.
Oh, it's moved over there. Okay, yeah, I'd like to take a reaction to take an attack at it with a greatsword on its way out.
Maybe so.
Cool.
My idea. And but it's so floaty that I fluff it.
Damn, that float
Again.
flop.
Yeah, you maybe just almost catch the tip of its wing, but you can't quite get it. So you see Garland just hack into it a little bit into its body. And then it will fire off another salvo of those strange projectiles. And what am I doing with my dice? Oh, there it is. So we're going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a Kane, and they're both going to a Kane. Okay, which is going to be.
Oh, I don't like it. He's smiling.
I love this shit.
I'm so helpless. I can't do anything. I'm just like in the middle of the platform. It's like
You got Bert and Ernie in front of you, though. Nowhere near the
So this salvo of 8 projectiles comes towards you.
Jesus. You missed all of them.
Individual hits, so it's -1 for each, but you take
It caps at 5. Oh, say again.
You take 47 damage.
Oh,
So that's 40 set of 5. So it caps at 5. So that's 42.
42.
Okay. I'm still alive.
And they like you holding up your shield, but they're just going sort of like curling around it, sort of striking into you.
Oh my god! And I imagine just as they hit this, kind of my vapor just parts as they just kind of get through. And literally, I think I fall to my knee.
Slow-mo.
I fall to my knee.
Slow-mo.
So that's 42 damage.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I fall to my knee, and literally, I think kind of blood's coming off like out my mouth, like it's like the classic like. Yeah, and I push myself up, but I think it's only this white vapor which is sustaining me.
Nice.
And yeah, like she's in a bad state. Like there is literally kind of her arm is cracked.
This is something that Akane doesn't feel very often, right?
I don't think. I think she's in shock. Like she's never felt like that before. I think actually, I'm starting to feel a bit of a moment of realization, and I knew it like as we're fighting it as well. This is just, yeah, she's in a bad way, really bad way. Like blood down her chin, kind of big wounds in her, armor cracked.
Look how pleased he is.
Just give things magic missiles, makes everything easier. Okay, that's the end of its turn. Akane, you're up.
She is going to hobble. Well, she was going to dash. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And I think as she just gets her eyes at Truffle, she can't stand up any longer. And she just kind of like collapses over the ramp as she tries to climb up it. But as she's getting in, like she's hobbling with her umbrella, right? She's like limping along, spitting blood. She's a fucking mess. And then ends her go.
Like Truffle, you see this, like Akane, normally stalwart, she can resist anything, suddenly comes past you bleeding. Like ragged. Truffle's like, whoop.
It's shocking to see because those missiles hit and everything is you're just seeing. I imagine it's almost like vapor or spores or some kind of like every impact shoots something off the shield, so you almost don't see her behind this, and then when it's almost like very Dragon Ball Z broken. She's there. And she's limping to it, and you see the cuts across her face. You're seeing in one single hit, one action from this creature has decimated. For the part of everything else, it's just been missed attacks or minimal attacks. This is something that's shaken him to his core.
And on that note, Lysander.
Lysander's not paying attention. He's going to move to here and cast 2 black bolts. Drunk with power.
Oh, Shakira.
So that's that's 19, 20, 23.
Take that, you mother.
And then the second one comes out.
Great again.
30, 11.
Shucks.
So how much did 23?
Yeah, so 19 force, 4 necrotic.
It's pretty substantial, that.
Yeah.
It's definitely looking a bit wounded now.
Unlimited power!
See it, Lysander unleash another one, he's massive. That's slightly...
Charge it up. Slightly left back, charging it up. Anyway, that's the end of my turn.
Truffle!
Truffle aims his hand crossbow at the creature, sees the attack hit it, and drops the hand crossbow to the floor, pulls the flute from his right hand, touches it to his lips, starts playing a sad but very quick note on it, and as it starts to build around him, the aura kind of flows into him. He drops the flute to his right hand side and places a palm on Akane's head, and with the energy going from the flute into the throat down to the arm, and then through the arm into the forehead of Akane, as I cast Cure Wounds at level 2 to her faceplate for 12 points of healing. That's a shitty one, though. Bonus action, pick up my crossbow.
Okay.
That is my go.
Druida.
Drindar's a bit bored and a bit tired of running after this monster. So
yeah, I'm going home.
he hasn't wanted to take a javelin out because he knows he's going to lose it in the gorge, but oh well. so he takes out one of his 2 javelins and launches it at the creature.
What's the range of your javelins?
Longer than 30 feet. I think.
You might want to move like 10 feet closer or something, otherwise you get...
Yeah, in fact, I use all of my movement.
Yeah.
And move here. And I launch a javelin from here.
Hits!
Oh.
Hits.
Attaboy.
Sticks it in the side of its little weird magical...
And that's not right. Oh, I need to click that.
Click the javelin. There you go.
For 4 piercing plus 3, 7 piercing.
7
It's already
damage.
The strength.
Oh, the 3. Oh, it's already
You
added.
rolled a 31.
It should
rolled
be
a 1.
plus 2 for your rage, right?
Plus 2 for my rage.
So it's 6.
6.
Cool beans. So yeah, you see, just finally it's like, oh, for God's sake, just heaves this javelin, sticks it to the side of the creature.
I imagine a sonic boom coming off it.
Pierces one of his little fluttery wings. Paper through a Japanese wall.
Garden runs after you. I guess he was right behind you, so it'll be there. And just like, just picks up a rock off the floor. It's like, chucks it at it.
Correct.
Does it hit?
I'm trying to think what I should do. I'll just do it with his punch roll. No, the rock sort of clatters down to the floor below, and he's like, oh. Good old gun. Okay. The thing is charging up the beam from its horn again, and it goes for Lysander.
Not so unlimited power, I guess.
Unlimited death! Oh. Doesn't hit, though. Lysander's just casting his black bolts, and he just goes just like by the side of his head.
Yeah, maybe.
His wispy elven hair.
You know it.
I guess it'll just hang out there. Who's next? Akane.
So I think she's infused with this bardic healing magic. She can hear like this song in her head.
What's the song?
It's the one her mum used to sing to her. And I think she turns around and puts her hand on Truffle's face and like just kind of kisses his head. Unfortunately, her hand is covered in blood, and so is her lips. So that's on you.
So I look like fucking Wilson from Castaway.
And she says, "Thank you, Truffle." She kind of scrambles up, but I think my movements are a lot more erratic now. I'm really scared. Like that was really. It goes back to like what Truffle was saying. Like I'm not used to being like having like this stalwart. I was always destroyed, like nearly destroyed. So I scramble up and I'm dragging my umbrella up. And everything's erratic. Right? I've lost all of my training, my movement. I'm a bit in shock. I burst through into these ruins, and I think I throw my umbrella down by Lysander, so it's kind of facing out that way. And I'm hiding behind it. I'm like proper like scrambled over, and I'm just saying to Lysander like, "What do you see? Is it still there?" Yeah, and I'm like looking up at him as I'm trying to like staunch the bleeding and just do some kind of repairs, and I'll get some wine out and I'm pouring on the wounds and I'm drinking it, and that's the end of my go.
Zoink, Scoops.
Lysander's gone full Voldemort.
Oh man, I rolled 20.
Have you moved your token?
I haven't. Well, I will.
Oh, I thought it was the issue we were having earlier. That's right.
Oh, I thought my roll 20 was acting up.
So I'm hiding behind cover.
Cool. Lysander.
Oh yeah, I mean you know what's coming. I'm just gonna keep going.
Double please.
Like a Gatling gun. 18.
Hello, cheeky.
Oh, 2 necrotic, 14 force.
Jesus, I think Lysander's going to solo this thing, to be perfect.
Ah, a natty 1. What does that mean?
I'm not doing those things at the moment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you do 16 damage to it.
Yeah.
It's now starting to look. There's like holes in its wings, and it's starting to like some of the tendrils have started to like break off, and it's looking very ragged now. Truffle's
going to run up the stairs and cast Cure Wounds again on Akane at 2nd level with the no flute. The energy's still within him, and it's a lot more of an exertion this time. It's the music's been played, the song's been written into existence, and this energy doesn't flow from the flute. It actually flows from the core of Truffle. Actually comes out of the soul and heart of Truffle and extends out through both arms into Akane, almost like a defibrillator.
Really don't want you to roll a natty 1 right now. That'd be so sad.
I think she's crying at this point, right? She's panicking. She's trying to repair herself. She's not.
So,
Oof, that's a bit bad.
18 additional healing points.
Oh,
Cheap-wa.
huge.
And bonus action fall back to the stairs. And gets low where possible.
Well, you'll have to get your crossbow because you put it on the floor, didn't you?
Oh, it's still down there. Oh, and then bonus action, bardically inspire Lysander.
Oh.
Huge.
Druida.
I run to here and I take out my last javelin and I rather irritated that it's my last javelin and we're on a really long travel. I throw it at this creature.
Make some more. Get some wood.
Yeah, I might have to. For a 20.
You had unlimited resources, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we're in the wood or anything.
Yeah, I haven't got any spikes though, have we?
Who knows how many bolts Truffle's fired off at this point in his life?
I do, because I'm counting them. No, I'm not. It's my other game, but we have to count them.
That hits. Yes, that does hit. So that is
Another natty 1.
no, that's an 82.
Oh, it's an 82.
Plus 2, so that's 7 damage. Now both of your javelins just stuck out of this thing's abdomen, so like poking out of the side of it.
Like sweet antennae.
Yeah. Anything else?
I can't do anything else.
Garland rock. Rock him!
Garland's going to throw another rock.
Yes, come on, natural 20.
It's just like,
Destroy it.
Go, rock!
Oh!
Double!
I imagine he's ripped it from the wall.
It's a critical rock.
He just pulls like this one, and it's like a massive chunk. He's like,
Oh, epic! And Mr. Squirrel's on top of it, riding it like, yeah!
No, the squirrel is not riding the rock, Joseph.
Oh my god, he throws half the castle at it.
So there's my dices.
Oh, just let it explode. Oh, that's such a sub.
So it's 8 damage basically. So yeah, just things
Squirrel
side of it, and then
Double
tumbles down
crit.
the gorge. Yeah, what are the odds?
2020, man.
Why can I have that in like an important roll instead of like
I know.
a D4 damage?
Well, how well do you make
How
breakfast?
can't that
in the
be
morning?
an attack on one of us, eh?
Exactly. And actually, he'll keep following after Durandal. He's like, Moonlight Butterfly is going to do some more of this sort of like dust starts coalescing, and he starts unleashing these projectiles again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Garland.
No!
And Truffle.
I can live with me dying. But Garland, say it ain't so. At this point, Simon dives in front of all of the projectiles. Milk is flying everywhere.
Simon the Shetland cow.
Don't worry, Truffle's dead now anyway.
Garland is like these things just like hit into him, and he just collapses.
No shit. He's so shit. He's got no
He is
help.
so shit. Yeah, he's
basically level 2, hanging around with a bunch of level 4 people. And Truffle takes also the rest of this barrage of thingies, which is going to be
2 points of damage.
25 force damage.
Oh, snap, son.
That's 5 of these things.
Look at your face.
How are you doing? You're still alive?
Tis a but a scratch! Truffle's ear is now faced on the other side of his face.
The thing sort of dismounts from where it is, and it just flies up into the air.
Oh man, Truffle looks like Mr. Potato Head that's been put together incorrectly.
Looming over you from on high.
I don't know if we need to run. Oh, never college. I can't Q wounds myself. Can I Q wounds myself?
Stay alive until Lysander can solo it. That's my advice.
Yeah.
I've got no resources. I'm exhausted.
Dodge.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Help action. Oh, you need to be next to the creature, I think.
Can I not be next to you? I'm just trying to think actually what she would do.
Why do you need to control your bookcase for this answer?
Oh, because I've got a
DM
DM screen. I'm just trying to think what
Right.
Canny would do. So this thing is hovering above us.
It's gone up and it's now just like...
Yeah, and she's, all her wounds are pretty much repaired. She can't do anything. I think she's a bit shell-shocked as well. Could she help Lysander in any way? Achieve a...
Come on, Lysander, you can do it.
Yeah?
If you can't do it, no one will.
I think...
You're a bard, but you can't give him bardic inspiration.
Okay, so I think, so I'll tell you what, she sees, Lysander there looking up at this thing, and she runs over her umbrella and she, smashes out all the rest of the wall in front of him to give him a clear shot at the umbrella, using my action to help. I was like, Lysander, we're relying on you! And I'll let my go.
Nice. Speaking of which, Lysander.
I'll nod at Akane and step forward into the rubble.
Oh!
You've got bardic inspiration as well, remember?
Yeah, and I'm gonna... You know what's coming. Number 1.
Bolts!
Bardic inspiration. 15.
You roll with advantage on that, don't you?
Doesn't hit.
Did that count? Did that count as the help action? Do I get it?
No, I don't think it would.
Yeah.
You can't help him to hit
Unless you hold like Ghost trying to steer the bolt.
I mean, you can do it for flavour, but it won't like mechanic.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Neither of those hit, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You're just like, trying to somehow hit it up in the air. Maybe it's just a little bit more evasive now. It's airborne.
Oh. What about... Hang on. If you took the help action... I don't know. Let's move on. We'll go back to it.
You can't help someone to make a ranged attack. That's not how it works.
What if I put my telescope
You can like, if it's like a melee thing, you can like distract. You can be in melee range and distract something. So that's someone in ranged attack.
You have to be 5. You have to be within 5 feet of the creature.
It's basically like saying you're
flanking and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were 5 feet away from it, you could help with it.
What if I attach my telescope onto your arm? Like a sniper. No, I'm joking. Like, no, it's fine.
Let's move on. Yeah. Apologies.
Let us move on. Truffle.
Upon being hit, Truffle flashes back to times in the markets where he's been beaten and kicked, and instantly goes into fight or flight mode and hits himself on the chest and starts to turn invisible and disappears.
I'm out.
Yeah, Truffle turns invisible and disappears. That's my turn.
Well, you guys can not see Truffle. Boop.
Okay.
Just gonna come out.
It's flown up into the air higher than where I'm standing, yeah?
Yes.
How high?
50 feet.
Oh.
Super jumper!
I get a hand axe out and I look at it and then I realise that was a waste of time.
You start spinning it really quickly and then thaw your way up.
I put it back and I yell at Carne, "You're okay!
You're right!
You're right!
I think we might be in trouble here.
The gods will save us."
They won't.
And I look at Lysander and I just whisper under my breath, I think you might be right.
Oh, Lysander's a god!
Lysander's going to die on the next turn.
Guess who's getting the magic missiles next time?
Yeah, right.
In fact, I just move over to here and I end my go.
You're like, Garland. 7.
Oh.
Okay.
Goodbye, my friend.
No.
The creature will make an attack at... D4 gone. I'll drop it on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna be Lysander.
Oh, fucking hell. Classic.
That's an 11 to hit, so... Man, you guys are getting lucky on those ones.
Are we?
The only thing that it's able to hit you with are things where it doesn't need attack rolls for. I took 0 damage from its AoE.
Yeah.
Another beam fires out the end of this horn. It sort of like angles it down. And Lysander's there and he sort of like dances out of the way and it strikes into the stone, sending splinters of rock flying up. Akane, you're up.
Oh. She can't do anything. Do you know what? Her resolve is back. Dusts herself off, spits out blood, and tries to kind of move in front of Lysander, and we'll just take the dodge action. We'll just kind of get a shield, stare up at the air, and finish her go.
Lysander.
Pew pew. Trying to look cool again. Step forward, big breath. 15. Mother.
Hubbard.
17.
Yep.
Finally one hit. 1 necrotic, 14 force, 15 total.
15. Okay. You can see now this thing is looking like it can barely keep itself in flight. It's sort of like sort of sagging, and like part of its wings like torn and broken off. It's looking very close to death. Anything else from Lysander?
No.
Truffle.
Truffle spits out a tooth to the floor. Pulls.
And no one sees it.
No, you see the tooth. I've decided. It's left my body. Truffle, you see bloody footprints as Truffle hobbles a bit further forward, pulls out one of his +1 bolts from his pack, loads it into his hand crossbow.
This is the time.
Shaking, takes shot at the moth creature for an 18.
It hits.
That's 5 plus Fury of the Small to make it 9 points of damage as the crossbow, +1 for the crossbow bolt.
Fury of the Small pushed it over. How do you want to do this?
Oh!
As he pulls the hand crossbow and does it, he almost falls as he takes shot and falls to the ground and flumps, invisibility dropping as his concentration is zapped from him. The crossbow bolt sails through the air, and because it's a +1 bolt, the fletchings on the bolt make it spin as it gathers speed, and you can see like a chemtrail, like an aeroplane flying from it.
You got a little tracer behind
It's
it.
got a little tracer on it, and it shoots fireworks out the back of it.
Oh, and the fletchings have got little letters on it, and when it spins, it says "fuck you."
It says, "Fuck you!" It lands into the moth's chest, and the moth bursts, and all you see is spores fly from it. And inside is the ghostly shape of a beautiful butterfly as it slowly goes down. The horn clangs to the floor.
None of this last bit is happening. You do not explode the huge butterfly. What I will say is that it will flatter down onto the wooden and
Yeah.
so if someone wanted to get some javelins from it, they could go down there and collect. So yeah, this bolt spins out, dunks into it, and the thing just twitches for a second, and then it just sort of, with like leaving this trail of like magical dust as it floats down, and it lands with it, as it's been so strangely quiet, and then it lands on the wooden platform with a crash, and you hear a as one of the legs starts to splinter on the wooden platform.
No.
And it starts to sort of sway. And the whole thing just kind of starts to teeter and then fall down, and one of the other pillars starts to sort of splinter, and then the whole side that's on this over here just sort of crashes down to the gorge.
No, my javelin.
And then the other side, not to the gorge, to the cliff on the side, and the other side, sort of under the weight of the wood, now smashes down, and the thing creates a sort of bridge across the gap here, which is sort of swaying, but it's sort of just bridging where you can see where it currently is, more or less. And the butterfly is just dead, lying on top of it.
Yeah.
It's D&D.
Oh man.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself at first level to gain an extra doodah.
Garland, unless anyone's going to help him.
Yeah, I've just gone over to Garland.
Okay.
And
Can I get over? Can I get over to him from where I am?
You can.
You're gonna try and.
Well, I mean, in the time it takes him to make 2 death saves, I don't think you can.
No, I can't. Shit.
He's got his Lysander Druindar's hands right now.
I can't do anything to help him.
You can make a medicine check to stabilize someone.
I'm going to make a medicine check.
Oh, mate, this is most.
You get to make 2, and I'll make. You can make that medicine check. I'll make a death save. You make a medicine check.
Oh!
You kill him.
He passed that one. Do you want to try again?
I'd love to.
He passed again. Do you want to try again?
Yes.
Okay, 10 is a success, so you managed to stabilise it.
Oh god! Oh god!
And I imagine Durandar is familiar with natural and living organisms.
Yeah, all that
He's strange.
homeopathic nonsense.
He's not quite sure what to do, but he somehow manages to get him into a stable position where the light returns to him.
I put my chain around his neck to see if it will help.
Jesus Christ!
It's an anti-magic chain, dude.
Yeah, it's magic. And it's been touched by Lysander. So.
Nice.
God, we've got an acolyte now.
I know. Changing the group name.
Acolytes
of Lysander.
So yeah, the battle is over. What do you guys do?
Sit down, and breathe. I called for Akane. Akane, do you need any more healing?
So I stand up and I'm like, no, Truffle. Like, what you did was more than enough. You've got to look after yourself. And I kind of grab him and I take him inside this tower. And I think I kind of, take him inside the tower that me and Lysander are in. And let's lay you down on the floor. I get my bedroll out my bag, kind of put him down.
I'll do another healing wounds at first level. Kill wounds at first level. That's another 10. So I'm back. I'm more than okay. I'm pretty alright.
I imagine I'll lay you down and you're like, oh, it's almost like kind of a shock to yourself.
Where's Garland?
I don't know. I think he was with Durindar. I don't know where he went. I don't even know where this path goes. And I'm really worried actually that we won't be able to get the horses across. This bridge is collapsing.
Truffle collapses. Because he's a bit of a drama queen, to be honest.
Save your strength.
Lysander's going to kind of, even unaware of what's going on with Akane and Truffle, he's not paying attention. He's just going to wander kind of aimlessly down this path.
Yeah. You can see, basically, this building at the end is like a closed building with a doorway, sort of where you can go inside of the room, basically.
What, up here?
Yes, there's like a door here.
Okay, yeah. So I'll slowly make my way around there, just looking around.
Make my way around there. Okay. Yeah, you find yourself inside of. Where's my notes?
I don't think he's even really paying attention. He's just kind of looking at his cane, what the fuck? He didn't do that before. Kind of looking at his hands and wondering,
Okay, you can see there is at the end of the room. There's a couple of chests or coffers. One of them is open and is empty, and the other one is closed.
Okay. I'll let the guys see what they want to do. I'm just going to go in here, just looking around.
So I'm going to yell out. We're Durindar.
Yeah, I say to Garland can walk now, right?
He's unconscious.
Oh, he's unconscious. I carry him. Can I carry him? How much does he weigh?
Oh, yeah, he's hefty, but you could probably do it because you are big boy strong.
Because I'm beefy. So I carry Garland back over to here, round here.
Okay.
And there, and then back here.
Just flop him down.
Drop
is
him on the floor.
that 10-foot drop, is it? Or 15?
Yeah, you might have trouble. You'd have to lower him down and have someone sort of take his legs and sort of...
Yeah, I might truffle. Actually, I can't.
So, I make my way over.
Make my way over.
I see what he's doing, and kind of just grab his legs, and probably a bit too heavy for me, I think. But like not enough that I can't cushion the blow as he gets lowered down.
As he lands near me, I'm gonna reach out my fingertips and just touch him with a cure wound.
Nice.
First level for 6, and then collapse again and do this. And I pump another cure wounds, the last cure wounds that I have.
Wow, do you need a cigarette?
I think I picked Truffle up and I'm just like, stop, conserve your energy, little one. And I basically take him over to the bedroll and lay him down. That I've set up.
Make sure they write songs of me.
God, I'm just like, I'm not made for these fights. I'm not as strong as you.
Tell Denzel he's a prick.
Why would I do that when he was just singing the song about you, Truffle?
Fuck yeah.
I think I approached Garland and I'm like, Garland, we probably do need to talk about that at some point. But for now, rest up, buddy.
Is there any way, DM, that we can train Garland up to be tougher?
Yeah, you can come up with some ideas. Other than that, he's just sort of leveling up, but he's not got a class. So it's kind of just...
Yet.
HP, really.
Oh man, we've got to train him in the ways. Can we make another, Castellan? Garland Castellan. We go on a training montage.
Yeah, can't.
Possibly. But, I mean, they are sort of like a lineage, so it's quite hard.
Yeah, we're going to survive longer than a couple of weeks with Garland.
He does die every combat.
He literally is dying every combat.
He's a glass cannon, though.
It just shows you how tough you guys are.
Yeah, but he's clutch, though, when you need him in a fight. He's got those rock throws.
I think I will wander over to the chest and try and... Can I see if it's locked? Visually?
There's a little latch, but it's not locked. And you can just sort of flick it up.
I'm going to kick it. I'm just kick it.
Yeah. So you it's basically over here. And so as Lysander heads over there, he's kicking open this thing. You hear from behind you. Vroom, vroom.
God, Luke.
Not a lightsaber, like a hum, and some stones falling, and then you see there is this stone creature of some kind, shields on its arms, that stands up, and it looks at you with this sort of it's I guess a light for an eye or something. Just fix. And I think we'll end the session there.
Why do I do this? I do it to myself.
If it's a
Stop going on your own to open things.
I think the stream literally paused. He said, "Let's end it there." So just to reiterate, this big thing appeared, and we're ending it there.
Yes, it is.
Wait,
just remove that. But it's basically like a stone construct creature with big shield type arms. And yes.
Before we end the stream, we've had a question in from Majesty K Moose, asking where to get maps. Where's a good place to get maps?
Well, when I'm not making them myself, I like to go on Reddit's battle maps, which is quite good. Or there's quite a lot of people who I follow on Patreon who do subscription type maps, but they also give out free ones, which are very good.
What do you use to make your maps on?
I use a program called Dungeon Draft, which is you pay once and you get to keep it, unlike a lot of the things which are subscription services these days. And that's what I made this map with. and it's constantly in development, so it's adding lots of cool things. Like it's added this water, which is actually animated, but
Sweet.
I haven't bothered to put that in yet. But
Can't
There
wait.
you go, Dungeon Draft.
I recommend it,
What
and
you
I also made the world map with Wonder Draft, which is made by the same people.
Awesome.
Cool.
I've used Dungeon Fog in the play. We used to use Dungeon Fog, didn't we? But
Yeah,
that's a subscription one. And
yeah, that's the thing. I don't like paying subscriptions for stuff, so I'm happy that I can just keep it. I've got it forever.
Hopefully that answers your question, Mr. Moose.
Mr. Moose. Okay, so I think we're all done. Unless anyone's got anything else they want to add, we'll wrap it up.
See you next week for.
oh yeah,
We will.
actually-
Why?
We will be
haven't
seeing you
announced.
next week, which is we're not fully announced it yet, but we're starting a new campaign next Thursday. It won't be me DMing; it will be a new DM.
Stay thirsty, people. Stay thirsty.
Stay
Be good to
thirsty.
one another.
Thursday,
Stay safe.
Thursday.
And look forward to seeing you guys for another exciting, whimsical adventure featuring shenanigans.
Oh, yes, there will be shenanigans. Rest assured. Thank you very much, anyone who's been watching. Thank you to you, my players, and we will see you next time.
See you later,
Peace.
guys. Bye.
Bye.